Hello, hello, hello. I'm late today. How is everybody doing? What day is it? Oh my God, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm so happy to be here, even though I'm, running a little bit late with everything. But being a mom, this is the nature of the beast, being a mom. But I'm so happy to see everybody. I'm also super happy to have Lara here with us today. Lara was at the Scientology protest. She is a proud SP, which I think we got to learn pretty quickly about Lara. Lara is incredible. I'm looking forward to talking to her. Hopefully everyone can greet her in the chats. We'll also end up putting a link of her YouTube page so you can go over and follow Lara. I am going to bring her in and just get right to it. Let's see if I got this right, you guys. There she is!
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Welcome to Eat Predators Daily.
Thank
which I'm
you.
sure you do yourself.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Excellent. I mean, I say every day, one step at a time. Every day is just like whatever's too hard right now, we're getting through it, and then we're through it.
Yeah, I got it. That as a mom too, I love that because that's honestly how I feel today. I'm like, okay, just one step at a time, Alexa. One step at a time, even though I'm all frazzled. I'm so happy to have you here. I love your setup in the back. Where is this?
Thank you.
Is this in your place?
Yeah.
I love. Is there a TV screen?
Uh-huh.
That's
My little
sick.
TV, I can change the lighting. Here, let's see.
Is it a real TV that just has lights in it?
Yeah, well, I took the frame of a TV, like an old 80s, 90s TV or whatever, maybe probably 70s or something. And then I put a light in it, like just one of these cute lights. And then look, I can, from my phone, I can change.
No way, that's sick.
I can change the color and I was thinking, well, proud SP, let's go to the orange color.
Yeah, let's go to the. Wait, I want to hear all about the. So, what is the deal with the orange? Like, I actually want to ask that right away because my husband was telling me a little bit, but I didn't hear the whole spiel.
Okay, so goldenrod, the color of the goldenrod, which is this color that I'm wearing right here.
Okay, love that, by the way.
It's basically when you're declared a suppressive person, which is it's basically when you're excommunicated from Scientology, C organization, or Scientology itself. When you're declared a suppressive person, they print this declaration on this color paper, printed paper, so that it's really obvious on black ink and so that's really obvious on this paper. And put it in, you normally in the day would get it in what they called your comm baskets, your communication baskets. And they would put this goldenrod paper, so when somebody got declared, it would be very obvious. And so everybody would be like, oh, they grab that and be like, oh, who got declared? Like, or if there was a big ethics issue.
Serious? Wait, is it like a list of people or is it always just like one piece of paper for one person or is it a list?
It's one piece, it's a one or two or three goldenrod pieces of paper that are saying, declaration order, suppressive person declaration order, Lara, or this on, when I was a child still in the organization.
Wow.
After I left, after now, they would say Megan Anderson.
That's wild.
So they printed on this paper. And so today I'm very, because I was declared a suppressive person, I've become a freer person. So I am absolutely a proud SP. And that's what if I'm yelling this out to the Sea Org members that were, protesting or whatever, or if I walk around with a goldenrod proud SP shirt, people are going to be encouraged to leave the Sea Org or become an SP themselves. And I think that's great.
I think you being a proud SP made me feel like I was a proud SP the day of the protest. I was like, this is rubbing off on me. Actually,
yes.
I wasn't ever in there. Wait, so
yes.
if someone wasn't in Scientology and they're just outside of it, are they also an SP, or is it only if you went and then you're out?
if you attack Scientology publicly, you are, whether it's hidden from you or not, you are you will either be, blacklisted and hidden in the organization to be a declared SP, or you are openly, printed out on the paper and everybody in the organization knows that you're a declared SP. But yes, you have to actively be doing something to attack, or you just have to be saving people from it. Yeah, you just have to be, teaching people about therapy or, psychiatry or any anything, and that's not okay.
That's wild. Wait, I didn't get to actually talk to you about your experience in Scientology. So when did you, how did it happen? Were your families also family part of Scientology as well?
Yes, my whole family in my eyes was in Scientology or the Sea Org. So what I mean by that is when I grew up, which there's no childhood in the Sea Org or in Scientology. There's no you're not a child. There's no they have this thing where they have a belief system, Scientology belief system, that you are not a child. You are a small spirit. You are a thetan. You are a being in a body. And so therefore it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. It doesn't matter, it's just all consideration. It's all just, just aberration in your mind. And, that's, so, anyway, so my whole life, like I was saying, I felt already like, my whole family or anybody I knew, which I thought was my whole family at the time, was either in Scientology or they were already in the Sea Org, which is the internal organization of Scientology.
Wow. So wait, how old were you when you were in the Sea Org?
I was born into it.
Wait, you were just straight up just born into it?
Yeah, my mom and dad were both Sea Org members from Canada, Toronto, and they moved. Actually, my mom was like, I guess she had to have been between 6 or 7 months pregnant, and she flew from Canada. Which, I mean, you just had a baby, Alexa. I mean,
I did.
Don't you know, like, the only reason that people do not fly after a certain month, you're not allowed to legally. And so what was my mom doing? I really would like to go back and look at the records, the plane ticket records on this, and see if she had a one-way ticket or a what do you call that?
Interesting. Like if she had a one-way ticket or a round trip, basically?
Yeah, a round trip ticket or one way. So if either way, to me, either way, it doesn't matter. I'm just wondering if it was a one-way, that is obviously very telling. Like, you were 6 months pregnant with a one-way ticket with a huge mission in front of you to be in Los Angeles. So anywho, so I was born, my mom and dad were in the Sea Org already down here in Los Angeles. They were doing, I think they were on a mission or something. A mission, as they call it in Scientology. I'll try not to use as many words so that people can
I get what a mission. I'm like, what kind of mission were they on? Was it recruiting? Was it like a recruiting mission?
I think they were. No, there was a Dianetics promo. It was a Dianetics campaign.
Got you.
The original and I just got all this information out recently from a guy named Jeff Hawkins, who was in the Golden Era Productions base with my parents, my mom and dad, for over 20 years. Same with Amy Scobie. These are both now obviously two excommunicated, declared proud SPs.
Super proud.
Amy Scobie has her own channel. And Jeff Hawkins has so much information, and he's been jumping on my channel. If you're watching, you can go to Lara FM's. If you just type in Lara FM TV, it goes directly to my lives, like my live channel, and you can see like probably the 50 videos or whatever I have up there.
Yep, Miko was staying up late night watching your lives. I didn't get to because I had the baby, but he was watching them. He was like, "It's so good." And you recently were talking to was his name
Serge Delmar. We did a recap of the protest.
Yeah, Miko said I was so bummed that we didn't get to do the recap that day.
I didn't do it that day either. I like literally we finished, and I was like, oh my God, I have to go to work. And I was like, so like, coming off of this crazy,
yeah,
like,
the protest high, the
intense
protest high is
emotional
something else.
sense. Yeah, I was just like, wow. And then I went to work for like all the way till 12 at night.
Did you really?
Yeah,
That's
so
impressive.
not only was I absolutely exhausted, I mean, I know what I definitely felt like a little bit of what being a mother is like.
Wait, our audio is out of sync?
It's because maybe your channel, you have YouTube or another channel open. That's all. You have something else open, so there's an automatic 8-second or so delay, but we're still rocking it. But that
We're
I think
still rocking it.
I think
Wait, do I need to close out something?
Yeah, I think you just have if you have any other windows open other than StreamYard, then once you close those out, then it will stop.
Lara, we have like 15 windows open on Instagram.
Wait, yeah, no. I have like 15,000
specifically,
probably.
okay, wait, that's so funny. Specifically YouTube. You're like, I have
we have
like
YouTube
20. It's specifically
okay, wait,
YouTube.
let me go over there and see if I
All
can.
right, and y'all in the chat, while we're doing that, y'all just load up your bongs and drink your sippity sippies while
Wait, that was
charged
incredible. I feel that. Wait, I think I'm good. I closed out YouTube. Is it open in Chrome? No. Okay, so let's see how it is now. So I got rid of YouTube. How is my audio now? Probably still.
It may need to catch up a little bit.
Countdown begins to see. There's always some type of technical issue, honestly, with YouTube. Like every time, it's Haunting of the Stream Part 3. I don't know if you heard about this, but ever since I started talking about L. Ron Hubbard, things started getting really weird with my streams. Things started getting really weird with my computer, and even my protest that we uploaded, half of it is missing. Which I don't know if maybe that was Scientology fucking with my YouTube. Do you think that's possible, Lara?
I don't think so. No, because that's something, you know why? Because YouTube would detect Scientology doing something like that. They are, they're very, YouTube, they take 30%, but they do, like they don't if somebody disputes something like Scientology is going to try to do a million times. They start to realize where it's coming from and that, computer and bots, they can figure it out. So I don't think they're going to do that. I do know there's specific parts around when we're walking around the blue building where it does the StreamYard, the internet and stuff does cut out.
Yes, I noticed that. Is that because they have blockers there?
I'm sure. Like, I'm sure they have something where they're like, we cannot have anybody picking up any sort of, imagine somebody, imagine the tools and the video cameras and the spy equipment that Scientology security and OSA have.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Imagine what their what do you call that? Their paranoia is against people listening to them or to auditing. God. Imagine what they know equipment can do. So I think you can have one of those sound things and hear a whole auditing session going on.
What? Oh, you mean like those Russian tools?
If they have it, Scientology has it. If they have it, Scientology has it. Anything that they need to have, they have it.
That's terrifying.
That's why, one of the ways why it's okay. You sound great. You're just, it's like your red lips are like this while you're saying stuff. What? What do you guys? You're muted, baby.
Now that I touch this mic. So yeah, even when I touch it now, it's fucked up.
You guys want to pause the stream, go into StreamYard, and then go back on, and then there's no lag, or it's up to you guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, if there's a lag, then we should definitely fix it, right? It's probably best to fix it.
Be right back.
Okay, I'll be right back.
We'll be back.
This is not. Whoa, my God, this ongs. I'm telling the stream, the ghosting of the stream or whatever is definitely happening once again.
Are you going to restart the stream, or shall I continue just intensifying people? Right.
Da-da-da!
We fixed it.
No L. Con Hubbard could really do anything to this stream, all right?
No BTs
Sorry,
are
L.
getting
Con.
away. They're not
Yeah,
getting.
no,
They're
no,
not
no.
interrupting this conversation. We gonna be loud and clear.
We're in. Yeah, we're gonna be super
Loud and clear, like
Can't do nothing
OT
about
8
it.
clear.
Can't do nothing about it. Well, I'm glad that was actually a pretty smooth transition. That wasn't too. I thought it
Too
was gonna be way
chaotic.
more wild.
No,
Yeah,
I
it
know.
wasn't that chaotic. It definitely wasn't. So wait, what were we talking about?
We were saying
we
that we were talking about security.
Here.
There's and the different types. Yeah, see, everybody's saying a lot better. Yes, yes, yes.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm
We're
glad
so
we did it.
OT. We're such proud, suppressive people.
I'm
And
loving it.
You know what?
wish I
You
had
know
so
what
many
else I
drinks
would like
here.
to add? Oh,
Yeah, tell me.
look here. We need. I'm gonna. You know what? I am gonna send you in the mail a sweet SPTV cup.
Oh my god, I love it. That's a
Yeah.
sick mug, actually.
There's a bunch. This one, yeah, there's a
Ooh.
bunch of SPTV channels, and we're all, we all have this logo, and
love
you
it.
can make your own shirts, you can do your own mugs, and a fan sent me this one. Thank you, Jen.
That is so sweet.
So I feel like
love that
I
mug.
should pass it on and I should pass one on to you and send you a cool one.
Please,
But-
please do. I would love to have that on my lives, to be quite
Can we
honest with
please
you.
talk about this idea we have about the Proud SP shirts?
Yes, yes. Okay, so I was thinking, I was like, how can I donate to the aftermath? And in a creative way through ePredators, Miko and I were talking about it, and we were like, Lara Proud SP t-shirts that people can rock, and all the funds go towards the aftermath, which I thought would be a really cool way of doing that. What do you agree, Lara?
I think that's really good. No, I had many thoughts about it because I'm such a creative person myself, like literally in making things.
Yeah, did you make that?
No, this actually is from another freaking fan of mine on YouTube. Since I've been doing these live streams, I have this
Someone made that and sent that to you?
Oh, they've made me like goldenrod gloves, like short ones. These are glove warmers. They're made out of they look like marigolds. Because did you know you know what I found out when I was researching what goldenrod meant? Like
What does it mean?
And somebody from a printing shop was like, "Oh, I thought you might have worked at a bookshop or something." Because I'm surprised you know what goldenrod is. Because that's all they call it. The paper is called goldenrod. Give me that goldenrod.
Goldenrod. What does it mean?
Anyway, so it's the ink. It's literally the ink that is made from marigold flowers. So they're declaring people on flowered ink paper.
No way.
Proud SP right here.
That's a
Proud. I'm a flower baby. That is correct.
wait. That's like not a diss whatsoever, by the way.
100%. I'm like, how you put me in a free world because you declared me an SP. The only thing you did is you made me realize I left my family there, and
Right.
they need to hurry
Right.
up and have this same it's not going to happen. But
How old are they now?
so my mother is 73-ish,
Okay.
and she's been there for
Wow.
45 years at the Gold Base in Hemet.
Wow. And your
Which
dad
which
too?
is a prison. It's a literal prison.
Oh, I mean, I saw some
My-
images of that. It was like pretty terrifying. It was.
Yeah, it's not even the well, the images don't. I mean, obviously you're smart. I mean, I can now
vibe.
say you've had children.
Yes. Yes.
And you know a lot about, and you also were a young actress. Like
Right.
you do know Hollywood in its heart, in a fucked up
I do.
way. Whether
Yes, I do.
whether people want to agree with it or not, you know that there are horrible things happening right now in Hollywood that are promoting these young actors and young daughters and there's so much horrible stuff that they know is actually happening, and there's this like big lie between reality and like what people are just talking about.
Right.
It's
right.
like no.
Right.
There's no separation, and so I think it's just on certain
there's not.
platforms. Like we're lucky to have platforms like this where I can meet you at something where you're like, "Hey, I'm doing this protest because fuck Scientology," and then and where is Shelly for real? Like I loved how you brought that up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump on this protest because I don't care if I show up by myself.
Right.
but just because I know the situation so deeply that I understand if people don't show up. And I was like, that would be hilarious if it was just me and Alexa. I don't care.
I honestly was
we would just be hugging and dancing.
I thought that was what it was going to be. I was like, okay, well, if it's just us, like, I'm pretty sure that I can.
It doesn't matter. It felt so cool. I
so
can't
good.
tell you, by the way, like, even my perspective today about that last week is like, holy crap. You know, a lot of people were commenting like, oh my God, wow, this isn't crazy. And some people, literally, there was like 3 things. This is so amazing. Good job. Wow, you're amazing, right? And then the middle thing was the middle thing was, oh, holy fuck, I would be so afraid to do that. Oh my God, it's even scary watching you do this on live stream. Oh my God, I feel like I can smell they were like, I feel like I can smell those big blue buildings. There are a lot of people under the radar that watch SPTV. And so they were watching this like, holy crap. And they know Odo. They know the security guard I was yelling at, which also, by the way, it seemed like I was yelling. But it was just my phone picking up me. Right. When I was just kind of being like,
all the time.
Yeah.
Miko all the time. He'll be chanting and then it sounds so loud, but really just because he's so close to the mic.
It picks up that though, but the microphone naturally is built to only pick up this and delete the background noises. So it literally sounded, so what I was going to say on the third thing is that people were like, some people, and listen to me if you're out there. Do not give somebody advice in an area or an experience of their life that you do not have complete or even a very strong amount of knowledge of. Don't assume you have the amount of knowledge of that either. And also, do not should on me. Do not should on me. I don't should on you. Don't shouldn't on me. I won't shouldn't on you.
I
and yes, Zoe, we should be yelling.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, fuck you. Do you know how much time my whole childhood that I was fucking told, shut up, and stop yelling and stop fucking swearing? It's not gonna happen, guys. I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna cuss and swear, especially in front of those buildings.
Right.
My whole childhood was in my baby. Like you were just breastfeeding, like or pumping, whatever. I was a child across the street from these blue organizations as a baby with cockroaches and people who had no idea how to care for children or babies. Like, I'm still getting upset right now. So don't tell me, don't fucking swear, and maybe you can be calmer. 2 things. The microphone was picking up everything from just my voice. And second of all, I've had traumatic childhood experiences and still am to this day dealing with them. So don't tell us as kids to shut up and stop swearing or whatever. And maybe I'll work on my swearing, but that's my choice. That's not your guys' choice.
I've given that up a long time ago, Lara. The first time we were making Eat Predators
what's the
videos,
intention though? What's the intention of somebody? Like, let them scream and be that's a protest.
Right, yeah, it is a protest.
And we're screaming about children being abused. Yeah. We're screaming about elderly being abused. We're screaming about a man named David Miscavige thinking he's allowed to hide his wife away from everybody.
Correct. And
it's not okay. Why shouldn't we fucking scream? Especially when you, Alexa, put so much time, Eat Predators, put so much time into putting this together. And that means a lot. It is a lot of time. It also is a lot of energy. You get so you get so much nerves on you because Scientology is already complaining to the cops. They know this protest is going to happen. They are closing down the streets. If you guys were watching, if you didn't check out either one of our channels. Both of our versions are up there, and you'll get the full picture.
We were both there live. You see all angles through our lives.
Right.
You can just see a 180.
We should just mop you. We should just have somebody put them together and edit, and then you guys will have a full. Then you can hear, Lara actually wasn't screaming craziness.
No, and also also, I mean, like, honestly, I feel like protests are really to kind of get all of your energy out.
To
Like, that's what I
say,
feel.
to
It's
say
like, that's
what
what
you
it's for.
felt.
Correct.
And you know what?
feel
Let
it,
me
and
tell you
also
guys
feel it.
something. When you're there,
Mhm.
right? Did you feel this? Like, obviously, you just know this because you know you've already done your research into how Scientology acts.
Mhm.
But being there, like, knowing that, like, it's not just my childhood. It's not just my childhood. It was multiple people's childhood.
Right, right,
It was,
right.
and they're still hiding today from even speaking about it, even though they know it was completely disgusting.
Right, right.
And it was complete. You know, we were yelling out there, child abuse is neglect.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
sorry,
I was like,
neglecting.
wait, that's beyond neglectful.
I mean, no, sorry. The opposite. Neglecting your child is
Right.
child abuse.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%.
that happened all the time.
That's horrible.
You don't, mom and dad, it's not just okay for you to say, you know, when I did see you or when we did pick you up, we did try our hardest. We did. I see that. I did see that too. I did see you love me very much.
Right.
But that
right.
doesn't mean that you were not good parents at
No, it
all
doesn't
times.
excuse.
Not
It
just,
doesn't
not,
excuse.
yeah. Oh, wow.
doesn't
So I just
excuse.
went on a roll right there. But yeah, so being there in the buildings and stuff, I literally was slightly having a really controlled therapeutic panic attack and anger
sure.
and emotion. Like,
That's how I always feel.
And then imagine somebody in that, right? Or anytime you feel so just like having like, oh my God, I'm excited for this. I want to do this. But for some reason, my body is shaking.
Right, right.
And then somebody tells you to stop yelling and stop swearing. Fuck you.
No, I feel.
Fuck you quietly.
Fuck you quietly. I'll do my inside voices just
Yeah.
for the fuck you.
Fuck you very much. Is that better? Would that be a better protest? Fuck you. Fuck you very, very much.
Wait, that I would definitely want to see for at least 5 minutes, though. I'm not gonna lie. That's not bad. I mean,
well, you guys can go see those sweet songs on my YouTubes. I do have nice, loving songs that I have put emotional work into.
Whose music was that?
Mine.
Like, whose
All of
music? And
it
then
was
we
mine.
realized it afterwards. Yeah, we were
Yeah,
like,
because I knew it was going to be on our lives, and I was like, I'm not going to let any sort of, you know, monetization thing like say that we didn't have our protest beautifully because we used music that we didn't get permission for.
I know.
Fuck you. Fuck
there
you
it is,
very,
right again.
very much.
Is that Lily Allen, by the way?
Yeah, I love her. Yeah. I haven't heard her in a while, but yeah.
I know. Where is she?
I don't
Where
know.
is
Is she
Lily
on?
Allen?
Is she in Scientology?
No, I hope not. I do know that Lily
I'm
Allen
kidding.
is a survivor, though. I know she came forward
Well,
about
then
music and
she's
sex.
probably smart enough to.
Right. She's like, I'm not. She probably doesn't want to be in that music industry anymore. Honestly, it's pretty scary in there. Maybe not as scary as Scientology, but there are a lot of similarities between the two.
Alexa, Scientology is based off of the movie industry.
Really?
L. Ron Hubbard created Celebrity Center. What kind of fucking hotel? What kind of hotel?
Right,
Wait,
true.
what kind of hotel in Hollywood ever is called Celebrity Center? Why
It's
would
really
they want
gross.
to know all the celebrities go here?
Right.
And
right.
L. Ron Hubbard specifically had certain people who were specifically on missions, Sea Org missions. Karen Hollander, who was a parent of one of the children at the Int Ranch, where we were all raised under Scientology's enslavement camp. That's what it is.
Right. Crazy.
Was the one who was connected to John Travolta and Kirstie Alley and all these people, and got them into celebrity. Was told, this is what's going to help us clear the planet, is to get good example Scientologists who are celebrities to promote and talk about it. So very much, and to talk about it, meaning get them into our Scientology predator. So Scientology being the predator. And having its now prey get the new prey in.
Right.
That's all it's doing.
Getting more prey
in. So the prey thinks, oh, they're just prey. They're fine. They're just like me. Boom. That's how they get you in. And once you in, you realize this is why. Everything I'm talking about, it literally reminds me of every example of something that doesn't even have to do with me necessarily. Like Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise. Why was it so hard and difficult, even for the media, even for scammy little reporters, to find out what the fuck happened with Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes?
True. No,
how does that information just, and get
is that actually reminded me of something, because during the era of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, I remember going in to meet up with my agents at the time, and I asked them like, "Oh, how are you doing?" And they were like, "Oh, good. Actually something weird happened today." And I was like, "What?" They were like, "Tom Cruise is, this is all alleged, obviously. But apparently Tom Cruise's people were emailing agencies, asking them if they had any actresses that wanted to be his wife."
This is 100% did happen. And really? I can guarantee you it did happen, and I can tell you why.
Why?
Mark Headley was on the crew of all this, and he has his own YouTube channel. Him and his wife Claire, who is an RTC, who's a high up executive. They both have a channel called Blown for Good. And when you run away, or what they would say in the military, leave of absence, when you leave without approval.
Yeah.
So the same thing for the Sea Org and Scientology. When you leave without approval, it's called a blow. And Mark Headley and Claire, or Mark Headley, I should say Mark Headley and Claire's book, because it has been both of them their whole lives together, right? Through all of this. And I think Claire kind of helped Mark edit it a little bit. But anyways, it's called Blown for Good. Meaning I'm blown for good.
That's incredible.
And it shows, it's like an image of a guy or somebody on a motorcycle. And it was because Mark Headley literally had to fucking escape on his motorcycle. And that's not even the end of the story. So read his book.
Wow. Yeah. I got to read that
I think I even have it. Oh, it's somewhere. It's on the show. Oh, I gave it to my brother to read.
You're like, I don't have it anymore. Someone else
I'm never going to get it back.
Did I? Wait, I'm still in the live, right?
Yeah, 100%. I see it.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, wait, why is my...
You're so cute. I know why you're getting distracted. Because look at the first time I did, if y'all are watching, please, on my first 2-3 episodes I did live, you have to skip ahead. You'll see. You can laugh if you want. But you have to skip ahead at least 3 minutes or something, because I was muted the whole time. I was like, hi, great. So we're just going to get into this. Yeah,
that's me. That's legit
my life. Dang it.
No, that's honestly still me. So wait, how can you confirm that Tom Cruise thing happened? Is that
so let me tell you something. That's 100%. One of my friends, Yolanda Pecorora, she was an actress. She still is. She still is a Scientologist and pretends she's not, and she's beautiful and da-da-da. She dated Tom Cruise. She dated Tom Cruise for a little bit, and I remember seeing them at a graduation. In the front, I was like, what is Yolanda doing up there? Like, what the hell? But I still was in the thing, so I just didn't think anything of it. So not only you start to remember all these things, you start to remember like, oh, who would have been on the lines of Tom Cruise at the time, and who would have known something like that? So I speak to Mark Headley or Claire, or if you go and watch their episodes as well. Just literally type in SBTV, and all the top channels and all the little ones, go search for them too, are all telling their stories. The ones that are brave enough and or are not afraid to be on television. It's actually very annoying to be on, right? Isn't it so stressful?
Yes, it is. No,
it's so you have a baby. It's so stressful.
No, it's so stressful. No, it is. Right. You probably heard me earlier. It's stressful.
It's like, oh my God, you're literally. And then once you're in it, you are in your own world, and we love being here with you guys, and it's really fun. So we freaking love that so much. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing all this stress on us to get here.
Yeah,
but once you're in, it's great.
Yeah, once you're in it, you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Then the lead up to it, you're like, ah.
Yeah. So,
technical
anyways,
difficulties.
yeah. So there's a lot of people. There are a lot of children that were once, you know, in the cadet org, and they were kids. They're shy, or that's not their lifestyle. Like, they're doing totally different things. They're not trying to be Hollywood fucking famous
No.
crap.
No,
Which
no,
is
no, no,
exactly, you know, when
definitely.
people said, "Oh, why do you have only like 2,000 views on one of your, you know, some of your music videos?" I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, wait, what is that? Also, that's just so ridiculous that
But they
people
also
even
weren't
say
being rude
stuff
like
like
that.
that.
I'm being rude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that to the fan. They said it in a way like, and then I was just saying, like, sure, if you want to help me do something, great. But that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to
Right,
like raise up
right,
my views.
right.
But obviously, I would love to do what we're doing forever and to keep, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
Like, you want to
yes.
see a lot of people engaging, and it's not that you don't want to see people engaging, but it shouldn't be the be all and end all. That should
No,
not
and
be
it
where you
shouldn't even be
begin.
my problem. Like, I don't want to deal with that, like, while I'm chatting with all y'all. Like,
Right,
whoever's there is there, and whoever's not there
right.
won't be, and they'll see it later. I think that's
Agreed.
really good. I really find that great about, you know, being live and on the live streams. And you also, it kind of puts you, boom, right there in the forefront. You know, you
Right.
can't, you know, I love that it's, you know, and
No one can mess
you
with
can
it either.
pre-record videos and stuff, but honestly, Scientology has taught me to criticize myself. I'm getting so much better at it, and I love the certain things about myself now that I just never would have before. But they teach you to criticize yourself and try and and to not be too playful and not to be too pretty and just do a little, you know, like no, not too much makeup.
Really?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Because you're not there to like show your nipple. You're not allowed to show a little, even show, oh, it looks like she's not wearing a sports bra. You're not allowed to do that. Like, no,
Wow.
everything has
Wow.
to be like,
Super
if I see a
controlling.
nipple, that means you are flirting. You're 2D flowing another
Right.
person. Your attitude and your purpose of being here is something else because, you know, you
Right.
have really pretty lipstick on, or you find your
Mhm.
hair is really soft and pretty and you just want to have it hanging out.
Right.
Your energy is 2D flowing, which they use 2D
Wow.
flowing to cover up rape, to cover up SA, to cover up everything. And also
Wow.
to call it love and to call it connection with family
Right.
and your wife
Right.
and children. So it all
Right.
is in the same boat.
Yeah, I saw that with the
With
the
me
Masterson.
shouting. Oh, I was
The
gonna say.
Masterson case. I mean, they were literally not allowing her to call it the R word.
In knowledge
Because
reports and stuff like that, right?
correct.
And these are internal knowledge reports that are written by other
Yes.
people who see things,
Right.
who literally say, I saw this. This isn't verbal data. That's what they say,
Right.
or verbal knowledge. I saw this person do this. I saw them say this. This person then did this, and that person walked out. I personally feel that something went wrong here based on the emotional level that was had when she was yelling at him. Blah. This is true. Sincerely, the Sea Org or Scientologist staff member that saw it.
Wait, that's how it goes?
Yep. And then the ethics officer goes, hi, read this report. And then they're like, you know, say the victim that Danny raped will come in and say, you know, like, yep, that's true. That's exactly what happened. So somebody else sees this, right? And they report it. They're writing a report. And this report is CC'd to RTC, you know, all the way down to the person's local ethics officer at their local organization, Celebrity Center or AOLA, where we were protesting,
Right.
etc.
Right.
So it's not that it's not known about. Very known about. I was an MAA.
Wow.
I was a public MAA, Master at Arms, which is basically equivalent of kind of like, I mean, I'm not even being joking. It's literally like the equivalent of a police officer, or, you know, I would say the lower you are in the organization, like say if I can be an MAA I can be an ethics officer, a police officer basically for a,
Right.
you know, for CMO or FSO or different organizations.
Wow.
But the job of an MAA is still always the same. You are an ethics / justice or whatever. If you're an MAA, that's all you're doing is you're getting people's ethics in.
That's wild. So they
You're
have
getting
like their
people's
own legal
ethics in.
system in
Oh,
there.
100%. Not they. It's not even like
It's
you nailed it without really realizing you nailed it. This is the whole reason why Danny got away with rape. Are you?
Right.
Do you have an issue with saying rape on this?
No, I mean,
It's just within the first amount of seconds. It's just within it's just so kids don't accidentally click on a video and the first thing they hear is that.
Oh.
So it's just within the first, I think 7 minutes. Yeah, I think it's just 7 minutes or whatever. That's it, which totally makes sense. Plus, if you label this video as not appropriate for children, then it also won't do that. So it's also fine.
Right. Okay, good to know.
Which I'm sure you deal with a lot. I'm sure you deal with that a lot with all the protests. Yeah, and the speaking out you do for a lot of people. Yeah. So just know that there's in fact tell your media manager to give you all those tips so then you know and then you can just feel as free as it's really good to
I'm like, who is my media manager? Where are you? I don't even
I was trying to make you sound really important. You did show up with a private detective. You did show up with a private detective to the protest, which literally made me feel so safe. And it immediately. Do you know his name? Am I allowed to say it out loud?
Yeah, Brian.
Can you? He already knows.
Brian.
He said he was going to follow me. He was like, "Oh, I'm definitely following you on the YouTube."
He really, really liked you. He was literally.
But what I was going to say is, I felt like he was my therapist. I'm not kidding. Because he was there, he didn't need to talk to me, and he kept when that guy hit the phone and everything. He told me right away everything. He was saying, hey, I can let that man know what he just did was illegal and that I'm an and I was just like, and he did whatever he needed. And I was just like,
so
I can feel you protecting me and you haven't once tried.
Right.
It's just so cool. He hasn't tried to do anything where it intruded my space or he didn't ask me anything. Then he just told me. And the only times I did ask him questions were like, oh, what are the police officers across the street saying that just pulled up? And then he said, oh, they said that, they called 22 times in 5 minutes.
Scientology called the cops on his 20. I
love that. Did you hear that? We both said it at the same time, 22 times. It's literally what this off-duty police or ex-police officer said. Yeah, and I said, of course they did. I told the guy that. Of course they did. I told Brian. Anyways,
they're like, what do we do? How do we get them out of here?
And not only that, there were some protesters there that were like, oh no. They were losing their are they gonna tell us to leave?
They can't. They try to do it with the megaphone because of the disturbance of sound. That's usually the only way that
sorry, I can't.
Police officer. I love you're already drowning.
I'm suppressed.
Lara, are you still there?
I'm suppressed by all those stupid SPs.
But I mean, honestly, protests really can't be shut down unless you are doing something violent.
And the only one who did something violent, I swear, was that guy. You all have to remember, or not remember, but if you remember listening to my episodes before, I used to see picketers, they call them picketers, not protesters.
Wait, picketers?
They call them picketers. We're called picketers. We're not called protesters, and there's a reason for that. They don't want people to understand what the definition of what a protest is.
Right.
They don't need them to know what the legal system is. Picketers are just people we're picketing the signs on your yards.
Right.
So it's like an olden day.
Yeah, it's like a boomer thing.
It's boomer. I get boomer what's a boomer? Language. Is that older 60s,
that's
70s?
Like our parents. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Boomers.
How old are you?
I'm actually I'm 31.
Oh, see, I always feel like okay, now I feel even more respect for you because a lot of the times that happens and I ask somebody that, they're like, oh, I'm 23 or I'm 26. And I'm kind of like, I am literally already like an 80-year-old baby in my mind.
Wait, how old are you?
I was like 40. No, I'm 37.
Like, what?
I'm 37, but my birthday's February, so I'm almost 38. And so then I was just like, well, I'm basically almost 40.
You look young. I would not. I thought you were. I thought you said us. I thought we were the same age. I thought we were
Well,
legit the
that's
same
why,
age.
no, your maturity, and it's probably because you've had a child now and a baby and stuff, and I haven't.
Yes.
So there's definitely that
That does
thickness
that.
of life
That
and creating a life, and whew, I
And
can't even
home birth, like,
imagine.
home birth knocked me out. I had 2 home births, and let me tell you, it humbled me beyond belief. And then on top of that, I really was like, power to survivors really came from that. Beyond belief. I want to read this.
I just wanted, because you said beyond belief, and I do
Yeah.
want to drop my friend Jenna Miscavige, who's the
Yes.
niece, the leader is her uncle.
Yes.
She was also at the ranch with me. She was a cadet, and we were children forced to not be children and to be ethical Sea Org members ready to join the Sea Org once we get whatever education we needed legally, just the right amount of things just to basically get us into what we needed to do. Anyway, so she is my friend, Jenna Miscavige Hill.
Yes.
She's amazing, and this is the book she wrote, and this is an actual picture of her.
I want to read it.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
And she is so cute.
Precious.
And
I want to read that because I saw her on
it's
Erin's
super
channel,
easy to,
actually.
she just,
I saw
you
her
know,
on Erin.
she's one of my sweet friends that are so shy and so sweet, and like she's a mom too, and you know, like she just, I can see that she's learned so much just from whatever, you know, squeezing that she's been able to just do freely, and I love her so much. I have so much respect for her.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and you know what's
brave.
fucked up? I
That's
used to think
brave.
I used to think what a privileged, like, I'm so sorry, Jenna. She doesn't even know this. But like at one point, like maybe 8 years ago, I used to think like, ugh, like you know, before my therapy and everything. And obviously just having trauma, you know, similarity and whatever. I just felt like, oh, why does Jenna have it so easy? Or like, oh, look at her, she could just write a book. It was so easy for her. Like I don't know. And that was just my traumatized child mind. And also I started to remember, as I was getting therapy, I started to remember other people's stories, not just mine. I started to remember Jenna being interrogated at the in Clearwater when I had joined the actual like basically the outside world Sea Organization. So I had already been a Sea Org member my whole life. I signed this billion-year contract when
You signed the billion-year contract. How do you feel about that? Did you freeze? Oh, I thought she literally was giving me that face. I was like, oh shit. I was like, did I say something? But no, I think she's legit frozen. Lara, I'm telling you, it's the haunting of the stream.
Back. Oh, it's okay.
Oh my God,
I said
there you are. It's the
I
haunting
will
of the
sing.
stream.
So then I said I was like, I don't know what happened, but I will sing on. Yeah, we're getting hot and heavy. Those OSA, Office of Special Affairs, by the way, if you ever don't know.
Oh, okay, that's what it stands for.
Yeah,
Okay.
their title literally on the org board in their department, their org is called the Office of Special Affairs. Not like Golden Era Productions, all these made up names. Oh my God. Commodore's Messenger Organization.
This is ridiculous. It's like sounds like Santa's Little Helpers. Like it
is. It was like that. It's like a
different
little
titles for
pyramid
it.
scheme. It's like and this and this. But at the top
Make them
is
feel
multiple
important.
people. But because David is not where he's at because of him. He's where he's at because of the smart, intelligent, loving, caring, dedicated, loyal, brainwashed, people who work for him and who do get shit done that he demands and tortures out of them. I mean, okay, so anyways, sorry, I just jumped like 5,000 things. What I was saying about Jenna, sweet Jenna, is that I've now been talking to her, and yeah, she was interrogated I was in the Commodore's Messenger Organization, which is like basically you're doing programs to rebuild and fix parts of the organizations that are failing.
Got it.
Like
Okay.
you are the one that, like, if a restaurant isn't doing well in the Fort Harrison Hotel, I had to write a program start to end on how that whole restaurant was going to be revived and fixed
Wow.
at age 15.
No, at age 15.
Yep.
Is there like child labor laws that?
Oh, a bunch. No, my whole life was work. So none of this.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is I was writing these programs in my mind built on what I felt like, oh, okay, this is this is how you clean stainless steel. And okay, good. So the stainless steel needs to be shining here. Up there needs to be a new fridge. All right, putting in
Who
a new
looks at these fucking pieces of paper? Who looks at these pieces of paper?
the chefs and all the people in the job. And then I come and I go, chef, did you do this? Where's the PO order? Did you order the guy yet to order the metal frame for the fridge? That's not standard. That's a different chrome than the actual silver Scientology Sea Org chrome that's above. That looks cheap. Redo it. This is not going to be approved. So each target on this program that I'm writing out, that I type out and it's printed, I'm like, where are you on the program? Where are you on your program? Yeah. Which is really amazing because you actually are programming yourself.
Right. Right. Like, interesting. Right. The programs are programming you, basically.
Like, and you're just going by these programs. And then when you finish, in your mind and your psyche, you get a relief because you're like, oh, wow, Dave Miscavige approved that. Or, you know, the CMO approved it and said David loved it. Or whatever it is, RTC pass. Everything's a pass. Everything's a channel. You're approved by different levels of superior control and authority.
Right.
And the higher you're up, the more you know, and the less mental control and ability, the less conscious you are, though, of what you're doing.
Right.
In the end, you don't even realize that what you're doing is what you're doing. You're too far in. But anyway, so what I was saying about Jenna and all of that and anything is the moment.
What are the interrogations like? Do you mind me asking? Like, what are the interrogations like?
Torture.
Are you serious?
They are literally mental torture.
Wait, I'm listening to you.
I had to get real close to that mic so that people really heard this. This is psychological.
Wait, psychological torture?
It's psychological torture, especially if it's there is a security check called the Joburg sec check.
Okay.
And there's other sec checks and security checks. Security checks are basically questions that somebody, a superior person, an executive above you, puts together, and has an ethics interrogator. Most of the time, it was Serge Del Mar. I don't know. We were talking. Yes. He was an interrogator at age 12 years old.
Wait! A 12-year-old can interrogate you?
He was sent to the RPF, which is the Rehabilitation Project Force for people who did something wrong. I think at 9 years old, either 9 or 12. Go listen to his stories because it's and he was interrogating rapers. He would ask people, "Did you do this? Thank you. Did you do that? Nope, something's wrong. It's reading here. Tell me about it." And he was so good at it because he realized, well, in our minds, we're thinking if we're helping get this information out of this person, it means that they can become clean and they can finally let go of holding all of that mass and trauma and trouble of trying to hide who they are. And when you release it, it makes you not that person anymore.
Oh, interesting. But
so what they think
predators.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. So a normal person getting Scientology auditing could think, to me, it's just therapy. To me, it's da-da-da. And it's like, but what about to somebody who's a predator? What about somebody who is a sexual abuser?
Right.
Then they can just continue to go, oh, that's what happened. I did it again. I did this thing on the couch and I went and I was trying to, and also when they're doing this, they're asking you, and what happened? And who was there? And if nobody was there, who missed it? Who did you think almost saw you? It's so detailed. So these questions,
dark.
it goes very darker, by the way. So this could just be one question being asked, like, okay, let's say, okay, one of the questions, and I'm not joking you, are you a CIA agent or have any connections to the FBI or the government? And this is this 100%. The ghost is cutting you out again.
Oh my God, I'm telling you.
It's okay. We can still hear you though, so that's good.
It's okay. I think. Oh wait, is it on?
Your mic is. You're still, but the picture went away.
I'm still here.
But it'll come back. There you
Dun,
go.
dun, 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 dun. Just exit and come back on to make it a little exciting.
You're like, we're bored. We're waking everybody up. Are you still
totally.
with us?
Is everyone still with us listening to
interrogation
by a
questions?
9-year-old, by a 12-year-old? I mean, this is honestly
12, 14.
Hollywood,
This is 12. This is there's a kid named Serial Bob Melly. He was literally this small Italian sweet boy in the CMO messenger org. He was 8 years old.
What?
And he was writing programs that he was doing better than I was when I was 13 or 14 as the programs operator.
What are you talking
Which
about?
means, but do you understand that means him being as good as he was doing these programs? He was in a little white uniform. We're all in our black and white CMO uniform with our golden L. Ron Hubbard signature. And well, the thing is, no, you don't feel this. You feel like I'm in this uniform. I better show up and be in the uniform. And other people are looking at you like, oh my God, there's a messenger. So they're not looking at a kid anymore. They're not looking at, they're just like, oh my God, a messenger. Oh, they're coming. Hey, did you finish that program target? She's coming. Figure it out. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's very intense. And so what I'm saying is somebody like Serial Bomelli was already doing this at 8 years old. What was he doing and how was he so trained at being this person at 8 years old? So you're doing this just like I was at 4 years old, being brought to the Int Ranch from this LA conditioning to the Int Ranch in Hemet, which is only 2 hours away, but was supposed to be this whole different thing and is separated from all of society. And here I am digging trenches and scrubbing tables with bleach and ammonia and no gloves and having races of rocks and who can haul fast and cement. And, you know, at some points in your mind as a kid, you're going, this is fun. Oh, this is a fun project. That's what you're doing. You're like going, oh, this work that I'm being forced to do isn't so bad as the job yesterday. You know what I mean?
The stream is really real. Did you see how you were going in and out there?
Yeah, but I think it maybe does it to us, but it's still pretty clear when.
Is that true? Oh, so we're
because even
haunting.
when you
seeing the haunting.
Whoever is getting haunted, it's happening to them, and nothing. Everything else is totally fine on the stream.
Whoever's getting haunted, it's only happening to them.
So you just have to like keep in your what are you acting ability where you just don't let anything distract.
Like,
in Scientology,
Scientology.
Get your TRs in. Just keep your TRs in. So when that guy assaulted me, I have to really start calling out things as they are. So when the guy assaulted me by let's call it like vandalism or something of property, he broke my tripod in 3 by snapping with his anger so much, and then it slammed against the palm tree or something, and it broke.
Yeah.
Anywho, that
was horrible.
What was I saying about that? Oh shit.
Wait, what were you going to say about that? We're talking about the haunting of the stream. We were talking about.
Dang.
What
it was important too.
Wait, about him and Scientology? Oh, what we were talking about, the little kids that are obviously the interrogators. But I don't know if that was intertwined.
No. Yeah, keep going. Like it's getting there. I feel like there was some.
A good interrogator.
Okay, so there was two things. No, now I remembered. So do you remember? You weren't there because I think you were on your stream a little further down, and you were kind of leading the front of the thing with your thing.
Correct. Yes.
And I was telling this man no, so it obviously went. He clearly wanted to just F with me because I was the only one resisting what he said.
Correct.
Like, you were very nice. Yeah, but you were very nice. And I was like, right when you know how I knew something was wrong?
Tell me.
Because you were very nice, first of all. Second of all, just kidding. No.
Because you were very nice.
Yeah. I was like, Alexa will get this. She thinks I'm funny. I have a dry sense of humor, and it's really funny.
No, you're hilarious. You're hilarious.
No, so, but there was, the thing is that I noticed that your guys' fun little singy chant went, like, quieter. Like, as you're walking, and I was like, and so I stopped telling one of the protesters who was with the sign, like, he was asking me something about my story, my life or something. Yeah. And I was kind of like, oh, hold on, like, kind of like, wait, I just, like, stopped talking, and I was like, what's going on here? And that's when you can hear me going, what's the problem? Like, what are you saying to these protesters? And I saw you kind of going, and I was like, no. Yeah. And I was like, we can do this. I mean, you guys heard me. Like,
yes. We can do whatever we want. This is a First Amendment right, by the way. So we actually can protest.
Oh my God, wait. I just want to interrupt. By the way, Cornelius Antonio, Mike Brown did not physically spank me. He did not physically spank me. I know. I just want to clarify that. I might have said he was definitely one of the abusers who instigated, not abusers. So we need to be, I don't know.
Who? Wait, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown is also somebody who a lot of people are watching recently on the SPTV channel lines. He has his own YouTube channel. He also once was a cadet at the Int Ranch where we were, but he was one of the older crew that came up from Los Angeles as a smaller kid, where he was like being basically run down by gangs and stuff in the streets because the kids here in the Los Angeles area at the time were not being taken care of right by their parents or by anybody really, because they were all doing Sea Org stuff. Anyways, long story short, that person then went to the Int Ranch and did his own life there and has this whole long story, but and then went to Gold Base and then came back to the Int Ranch to interrogate and to reinstate the ethics and the justice level of it. And I'm going to be talking to him soon live. But I also recently noticed that, oh, he's so sweet. Cornelius is like, sorry, Lara. He was abusive in terms of enforcing, like, very much so. And we haven't even had a chance to talk yet, guys. I want to have a chat. I have an opportunity to chat with Mike Brown, which I will do, and hopefully we'll do a live too. And that will be very healing and clarifying on all levels.
Right, because he's no longer in Scientology anymore.
No, and what I was gonna say, if guess what they fucking found out, like, which also healed so much in my heart, and why I want to bring this up is Mike Brown's mother, Rosemary, has been in the Sea Org at Gold Base with my mother, by the way, who's still there. So just one of these other Sea Org members, who was super sweet her whole life, helped so many people. On one level, she on one time she was sending me care packages just because she wanted me to feel, and I always wonder if it was because Lauren Hollander or Jenna Miscavige, like, their parents or they felt bad for me that they had higher parents who could afford, I don't know, like maybe afford more treats and things and snacks, that they would send us packages. Yeah. And so they would always share. But Rosemary would send me cute little sweet packages. That's every sweet. Once in a while. She would just say, just a little, I don't even know. I just remember her just a sweet note, just in case your mom, and she even said, like, oh, your mom told me you love Tiger Milk bars and sent me like, I don't know. And I was like, why would she do that? Anyways, I just always knew Rosemary's very sweet. So maybe even in my younger years as a cadet, she probably was very sweet, and I didn't remember that, like, Rosemary. Anyways, Rosemary is Mike Brown's mother. Mike Brown's mother was Rosemary, has almost died recently, and so there's a whole long thing, and I don't even want to get into it, but go
Rosemary listen. Still in science? Is she
the Aftermath Foundation and a few of Mike Brown's friends and some people that are under the radar that don't want me to mention them, I'm sure, but they helped him get his mom out. But there's
Really?
there's a way thicker story and everything that came after this. That just happened. Shit that just happened recently. Like, go check it out and we can continue talking about my life and get off of Mike Brown. But I do want to talk to Mike Brown, so that is coming. I just saw Cornelius is an amazing supporter of SPTV. And
Hi, Cornelius.
yeah, and I don't like to attack people by using words like abuser when somebody's not an abuser.
Right.
If somebody
right.
got out of line and smacked somebody, that doesn't mean somebody's an abuser. There's a big difference to me about that.
Right. Someone who's actually doing it on the regular, by the way, and
is an abuser and a fucking anyway. So so I just want to and I do want to be clear. Mike Brown didn't personally spank me once, but definitely was probably sending me. I'll talk to Mike about this. I want to clarify things, as I said, but was definitely being like, "You do this, go there. You're going to see this person. You get spanked." It was either sending him off so he didn't do it himself, but which I'm not again attacking him. Anyways. Just wanted to be clear. I like to be very clear. And if I say something wrong, I want to clean that up and be clear about that.
No, I totally get it.
There were definitely
you guys
people
are talking
who,
for the first time, or have you spoken to Mike
just
Brown
through
before?
messages. We were going to talk earlier today, and I was like, I'm recording, and now I have to do this live stream. But I do want to talk. It also feels a little nerve-wracking in terms of, like, I don't know what he'll be comfortable to hear, or... We'll see. He seems, honestly, just by watching him on Aaron's channel and with Claire and Mark Headley and stuff, the people who did Blown for Good.
Yes.
He seems mature. He seems like he's mature, and he has his own kids now. So it just feels like there must be some growth of that. That's all.
Definitely.
So I'd like to have that first.
All of you are healing through having your own individual platforms and then being able to discuss with one another. I mean, it's really honestly wonderful to see that.
Yes, I did not ever think that I was going to be able to have a conversation, not just with Mike Brown or just with any of these people. Amy Scobie and Janice and Aaron, Aaron, like just being able to be like, I can freely talk about everything. That's also another trigger for personally for Scientology, ex-Scientologists or declared SPs. When we're at a protest, don't tell us to shush. Don't tell it none of us, because we were shushed and told what to say and what to hold back
to do
our whole lives and our physical, what to do. So no, not during our literally professionally 2-hour allotment, you know what I mean? And then with your PI, yes, it's like, can you imagine if they were like, doing the protest for like save the trees or the animals or the whales, and somebody's like, you guys are being a little loud right now.
Yeah, like what?
Somebody would be like, dude, then get the fuck out of here. Go take a walk. Go see a movie.
Right, go do something else. Just or put headphones on. Like that's
no, it's just bullshit. Like, so it's not that. No, everybody agrees with us. And that's it is exactly our point. Is this person was planted in some way, was driven in some way because of Scientology? 100%.
Oh yeah, no. I even felt
which is why I didn't want to attack him necessarily, and why I didn't say I was like, you could go to jail. Like I think I was saying that like, what you're gonna go to jail, man. And then I was kind of like, I don't have time for this stupid shit.
No, you're like, all right, I'm moving on.
But you know what? Somebody else could have not handled that very well. If my friend was with me, or somebody, one of the other kids or people they would not have handled that. They would have been triggered. They probably would have cried. They would have been like, what the they would have been shaking. They would have been like
super triggering. I mean, I even get triggered when I hear another survivor being shushed or another survivor being told what to do and how to respond and how to act. Like even as a bystander, as a survivor, it's very like, because even though I wasn't in a cult, I was in a I don't want to use this word, but fraudulent relationship with
But you were in a cult. You were in a cult.
Yeah, it is.
But you were in a cult just being in the Hollywood aspect of it, being a child in a cult.
True.
Like Hollywood is a cult, guys, period.
100%.
Now, there's a difference of being sucked into it and then it's used against you for things and then you have no control in your future of your free will of what you want to do and feel and act. That's a whole different thing. But Scientology definitely is its own cult. It's its own group. Is it is it formed and look like Scientology? No, it's its own predator. It's its own way. It's
Correct.
its own magnet. Its own sucking little thing.
Totally. It's definitely an energy sucking beast, Hollywood, to be quite honest with you.
And Scientology uses the same mechanisms.
Right.
Only they take that, just like L. Ron Hubbard did, stealing everybody else's information and then calling it Scientology. It's the same thing. And then using it to manipulate people and control their lives and go, oh, we have this great therapy. They don't call it therapy. They do not like when you call auditing therapy. They're like, oh, whatever, sure. If you have to make people understand it better, then that's okay. Then you could talk about auditing as therapy. But they separate, they make everything their own language. They make everything their own, SP, blah, blah, blah. And what I was going to say is part of our merch item on the Proud SP, as long as you put Proud SP, and we put safe under the S and P person. So it's actually not their lingo, but an ex-Sea Org member or ex-Scientologist or an under the radar or a current member will definitely know what a Proud SP is. But if they look closer and see safe person, that's even cooler.
Oh, that's
what
amazing.
that's the only thing
I
didn't even tell him, but I was like, that's what I wanted to add to the design.
I love that.
Yeah. I wanted to add that to the design so that anybody can wear it, and that's why that it wouldn't just be like you have to be an actual declared SP to do it. No. Now anybody can be a safe person. Yeah,
right. I love that. And
that
honestly, what you were just saying, I was thinking about my own like childhood in Hollywood, and like honestly, there are some similarities because we had to act a specific way. People treat us like we were adults when we were children. I couldn't do, you know, things.
Serge Delmar describes it as role playing, which is just like acting. You're playing a role.
Right. That's exactly. And when I look back though, like I didn't have a childhood. I had a childhood with my like 100%. My mom and I were hanging out. Totally. When I was on set though, it was like, you know,
not at all
professional, and you had
But then also if you're going to playgrounds or you're going to do everybody knows you in a certain way, so you can't actually 100% be a normal happy child living their lives. You've got these already pre-made, established, civilized ways of being. So that lawyers and pedophilias and anybody and everybody will like you, and this is how you do it to be liked. This will get your ratings up. This will get your views up. They like seeing little girls with their like shirts kind of see-through and and ooh, you've never been kissed before? Let's play that over 300 times.
Oh, it's the worst.
So it's gross. And even like even like Ashton Kutcher and Mila.
Yes.
Like they met underage, and even the old videos of him being like, "She's on my lap."
Yeah. Oh, I just recently saw that one.
He's 18 or 19 or something, or 20 or something, and she's 14 or whatever it is.
Yes. Whatever age he was, it was terrifying.
And he was tickling her, and
like,
and it's just like it looks
like.
But the thing is this is made acceptable in the same way that Danny Masterson thinks that Scientology is above the law, and Scientology understands me. They let me get away with it. And they don't call it what every society person is calling it. I just have aberration. You know, I'm going to go get audited and handle this aberration. So it's kind of like, in a certain extent, if you allow a predator to continue being a predator in full public display and on all these very popular platforms, what the fuck do you think they're going to end up doing their lives? Trying to get away with it. Like,
and covering it up.
Yeah. So
just covering it up, Did you ever meet did you ever meet Danny Master? Like, were celebrities separated?
Me and Danny were quite close in terms of like being fun. I'm fun. I like to go out, go to bars. I always said this in my thing. When you leave the Sea Org and you're young, you're like, okay, let's go out. Let's do whatever. You've never drank an alcohol. You've never done anything fun. And you're now just like being invited by these celebrities, you know, through, you know, and you're full of energy. I mean, I'm still full of energy naturally, guys. Thank you. I don't drink.
I want to.
I literally do not drink caffeine. I do not drink caffeine or do cocaine. I do not drink Red Bulls. I don't drink anything. I don't even like really to drink.
You have it all natural. All natural. I want.
Yeah, I don't even like to drink like green teas and stuff. I'm like, oh, it's too like, brrr. It's too much for me. But I used to, like a crazy rocker. I used to do it all the time when I was young in my anyway, so during these days.
Yes.
Anyway,
yes.
So there was time Danny loaned me $500 one time. Danny loaned me $500 twice. Once was for a poker game while we were at his house. And yeah, I was a young hot girl fucking his friends and whatever the fuck, and I would see him. So there was one time this creeped me out during this whole Masterson trial, and I went to the courthouse, by the way. I was there, and
You were.
Not like Aaron, not like our growing up in Scientology AA Ron, but he was there like a freaking, I swear it. I felt like Aaron went to school. I was like, Aaron, you've gone to school for like documenting everything that's going on in a situation.
No, he's really good at investigative, like
which is like what auditing interrogators, Serge and Delmar and Aaron, they all did this.
Right,
like
right.
So
it's already in them.
It's like a weird mix. Plus being in the room and I'm sure Aaron knew like like, and that Judge Almeida is really smart. She's so like, I hope she's not a fraud. I know. Every time I feel like heroism or like joy for a human, I'm like, is something gonna come out bad about them?
I know. I think the same fucking thing.
Like all my heroes, I'm like, now have all just disappointed me almost. But given me a lot of insight, I must say.
Yes, a lot of it. No, that judge was incredible. Even what she said to him at the end, like, you are not a victim. Like,
and I know you think you are.
Right. So badass because predators love to pretend that they're the victim.
And not only that, but even if Danny isn't even, so to speak, pretending, like he truly thinks it's not his fault. I paid a lot of money to this religion thinking that I could get away with this through auditing and spending money and getting all these, KR handlings and whatever I needed to do to make the amends up so that it would just go away. This man paid $400,000 to one of the victims, the Jane Does, before so that it wouldn't go out in court. David Miscavige basically ordered Danny and said, "Are you kidding me? You pay this right now because you're lucky that this is even an option."
Right.
So, I was getting back to the Mike Brown thing with Rosemary. Same thing, not same thing, totally different stories, but same result. Danny paid the $400,000. Somebody paid. There's something where this money didn't actually come directly from Danny Masterson's account. So somebody, whether it was Scientology or public who is in good standings and needed to do amends on their own KR handling pay. Either way, he got the money and whatever. But so imagine, even that though, right? How does that make somebody feel like they made amends if somebody else is paying their debt? And if they're paying it off in other ways, it's not
at all. It's not
right. Exactly. There's that's not account. So in a way, I kind of am like, this guy keeps getting away with this in a group where they're telling him we're going to help you with your aberrations through auditing, and he's not getting helped.
Did you know was there like whispers of it before?
Not at all.
Wow, it's like that.
You know why? Not whispers, but you know why? It's because of you asked me. I was a friend of his a little bit. He'd always Megs. He'd be like, "Hey, Megs. Oh, she's fun. She's cool. I didn't rape her. She's fine."
Whoa.
Like literally, look,
that is terrifying.
Alexa, if there was some instance where I even thought he did something wrong, then he wouldn't have been nice to me. He would have just been like, "You can't come around here anymore." Right. But because I was having sex with his friend, here and there every once in a while. And there was a time, that's what I'm going to tell you. There was a time when I was in his jacuzzi and his friend was telling me, no, don't go up there. Don't. And I was like, "Where's Danny? Come on." I was being drunk and like, why doesn't he just come down here, and be a little playful? And I swear to God, I saw Danny open the curtain and look down and see us. And I was like, I just saw him. And the person I was with, I don't want to put him on blast right now, but the person that I was hooking up with in the jacuzzi, I mean, we weren't just hooking up in the jacuzzi. Ugh, it's so gross to even joke about that when this gross man was doing gross shit at his house.
Horrific criminal.
So then, but I said, I just saw him. I literally told the person I was with, I was like, wait, no, I just saw him. I was smoking like a cigarette or something gross, which I also don't do anymore. Ugh.
Yeah, no, cigarettes are gross.
I can't stand them.
Yeah, the smell of them,
are gross. Especially, oh my God, if you've had a child now, you're probably even more grossed out by it. Like it feels like the smoke's going in your boobs and shit. Ugh.
Disgusting. I don't want them anywhere near me. And the
Okay,
smell of
anyway,
everything.
so the reaction was, don't go up there. No, you really can't go up there. He told me, don't let anybody up there. That kicked in when I was in the courtroom, when I was hearing some of the stuff going on. It made me do exactly what you're doing. It made me do what you're doing in your. I was literally like, oh my God, he was probably doing so much. Oh, and then it made me remember so many other random little instances, and I was like, I was so oblivious because I was so into Scientology.
Right, and you didn't think that I mean. So much of this was happening outside of Scientology, like even just in the early 2000s.
No, outside. It's Scientology supports it and protects it. If you get an ethics handling and you're on their level, they will support it and protect it. 100%. And that's how you can be a Scientologist. That's how you can really become free, is you're able to actually say everything and anything you need to that will actually get you the relief of you saying you got it off, you can live this life now and continue to move on in this life instead of go to jail or psychiatric hold or whatever it is.
Do they use, though, these audits, for example, if you leave Scientology, is it then as blackmail?
100%. Everything's recorded. Everything is recorded through cameras. Talk about our secret technology. Secret recording.
Have it all recorded?
There's a recording device.
It'd be recorded.
What's that?
So if someone like John Travolta, whatever, was admitting that they committed a crime, that's all recorded.
100%. Not only is it recorded, it's recorded through
predator.
Wait, listen. So it's recorded hopefully through multiple views of a camera, right? So you get 3 different views of a camera. You have a view. There's always a camera on the auditor, the physical outside, so they can see the pre-clear, the person being audited, and the auditor. So they have a camera here on them, and then hopefully a camera on the pre-clear. So they get both. Then they have, most of the time, hidden cameras everywhere and everywhere. You'd be surprised. But most of the time in picture frames, not kidding, most of the time picture frames hanging on walls, in paintings, or on the e-meter directly itself, looking right at the pre-clear. And then on the other side, right here in front of them, is a portable camera looking right up at the auditor and their reaction to the
oh my God.
And not only that, wait, hold on. Not only that, they're also, the auditor has a little paper shield that matches the e-meter. So when you take it off, you put it here. And if you need to show them a book or anything while you're auditing, while they're reading, you put it on this shield, right? So this shield is there to hold any Scientology reference or anything they need to be reading during these Scientology things. And then it's also used to hide what the auditor is writing down, everything you're saying, every comment, anything, how your reaction was. Did your needle float at that time? Did you tell the pre-clear that your needle floated? Thank you very much. Your needle floated. That's how it is.
What the fuck does it mean when your needle floats?
When your needle floats... Well, it's not funny. It's not. No, it's not fun. It is funny because it's so ridiculous, but it's not funny because once your needle floats, it allows that predator to be free of what they did, and they can continue moving on, and they now need to just make amends for whatever it is. Yeah. So the moment the auditor and then the examiner, there's somebody who checks them after, who says, "Thank you very much. Your needle is floating." That's all they do. And they'll ask them questions like, when you finish a course or something, you say, they say the knowledge that you is the knowledge that you I forget what the standard thing it is, but they're on the e-meter and they're doing this, and they're like, the knowledge you now have something benefit for others. Like they ask you 3 questions and you have to, your needle needs to float on the e-meter. There's a certain read, which basically means if you're just relaxed and happy most of the time, your needle will be floating. Like, or if you don't have any anger or anything, or you're not upset, your needle's not going to be like bouncing around.
I get it.
So the moment your needle floats, that person
you're able to get away with a crime.
That's what it is in our world on Earth, right? But in their mind, in the Scientology, spiritual auditing mind that they bullshitly put, they're vanishing, they're disappearing. An image, a bad habit, a BT, for example, or a Thetan that's attached to you that did it. So Danny has BTs that were rapists that are attached to him that made him be this rapist. So auditing
it's not Danny.
Exactly. Auditing is the only thing that can get these things off of you and get rid of these bad habits or these negative, things that you've normalized.
Wow.
So paying Danny for auditing
any responsibility in Scientology.
No, and that's why he did. That's still why he hasn't taken any responsibility. Right. He still has never said, I'm so sorry, even if these women feel this way, and I see it as something totally different. And the thing is he
won't ever apologize.
He's fucked because he is the person he is now. He's sewn himself into a huge organization that is the pedophilia, human trafficking, family separation, disconnection machine. So,
do you think he's still does Scientology still keep him in while he's in prison?
They probably are just like standby. We don't know what's happening. And, there's actually an ongoing lawsuit right now that has nothing to do with Danny Masterson being a rapist. It has to do with Danny Masterson, David Miscavige, and the Church of Scientology.
Yes.
Basic. Yeah, the civil suits where they were attacking and trying, all the victims,
right?
Yeah, harassing all the victims of all the people that were on the Danny Masterson, the victims and people protecting them, which is totally separate. It has nothing to do with, it's just like, nope, these things were definitely done and against Leah and a bunch of, so that's the Leah Remini lawsuit. It's not just Leah Remini. She's suing. She's trying to make it so that they cannot have a fair game policy that L. Ron Hubbard says when somebody's declared an SP and they're attacking Scientology, you can fair game them, which means you can attack them. You can destroy their business. You can kill, you can do anything. They kill people's animals, dogs, they find out what you like.
I heard about this. So I was even afraid of my dog going outside in our back area when I was about to protest Scientology just because of what I've honestly learned.
Yeah.
But they really do that, huh?
It's very 100% real. When David Miscavige gets angry, it's an intimidation tactic, but it also shows them they actually don't care. They will go to, and so what's great about Leah's lawsuit is that it exposes that.
Right.
Where I have separate things like with Leah. It's not like I'm like a favorite of everybody's at all. There are certain people I disagree with in certain things, but I don't go out and be like, fuck this. And no, if they're doing something good, then I'm going to represent that. The Aftermath show has obviously showed and exposed a lot about Scientology. If you haven't seen it, go watch all the episodes. I have a bunch of my friends who are in all those episodes.
I was honestly crying the first season of watching.
So was I. So was I. And then I realized after, oh my God, there's so many of these stories that are being cut in half. Not even. They're only partially being told because we're not allowed to say rape. We're not allowed to say all these things and accuse these people that are in the Sea Org currently of doing because Scientology saying, prove it. And you can't put these allegations about somebody without saying it, right? I mean, without proving it.
No, so when it comes to the LAPD, comes to police, how are they so intertwined? I've even heard that there's possibly a kiosk at certain police stations. what is that like? What actually is happening there?
So Scientology has manipulative tactics written by L. Ron Hubbard, and it's specific. There are tactics to infiltrate the FBI. There are tactics to infiltrate the community. There are tactics.
Wait, hold up. He actually has like
policy. Yep, that RTC and only OSA and certain people at certain executive levels, not spiritual level, executive on the org board are allowed to read. Or certain people in HCO who declare people on goldenrod color are allowed to read. And it doesn't matter if you're 8 years old, 15 years old, 30 years old, 60, it doesn't matter.
Have you ever seen these documents of like how they infiltrate? Like,
yeah. I've absolutely.
How are they getting into the LAPD, for example? Like, is it just simply a payoff scenario?
No,
or no?
No. Okay. There's more than that. Otherwise, it would be way too easy. You know, no, right. There are good cops. It's not, by the way, even your amazing Brian, who was there with us at the protest protecting us, who literally made me go, no, that guy is a freaking plant from Scientology who comes at the end of, he was waiting until the protest time was over. And then there were so many things. Right. The moment I said, that's what I was going to get to. The moment I said, you need to get, when he went nuts, I said to him, you need to get your TRs in. And he was like, oh, you're a Scientologist? Which means I was like, why would you even turn around and say that? Because when they're telling businesses and people like, hey, there's going to be, I said that. I was like, oh, you need to get your TRs in. I was just I like to use really deep words that are brainwashed, whether you're a Scientologist or not. But if you're being spoken to by a Sea Org member or demanded to by a Scientologist telling them like, hey, your business needs to befriend Scientology. And if there's this protest going around, we're just asking you if you could just tell them to be quiet a bit. That would be great.
Yes.
And maybe the guy, whatever, you know what I mean? So, and even if, dude, whatever your name is out there, even if you had no association with Scientology, how dare you interrupt a protest that literally
the worst type of person.
And then you get so angry that you smack somebody's fucking phone out of their I was holding my tripod like this. He was like, bam, and the tripod snapped in half. And I'm a strong person, and I was also intense with what I was saying, so I was holding on strong.
Yeah.
And
what was interesting, my favorite part though, is when he was like, I'm not with Scientology, and you're like,
I was like,
why did you say Scientology? Like,
because he doesn't know how to talk. He's literally a plant. Like I said, he could not actually be a Scientologist, but his intentions are to shut us up.
Right.
It wasn't literally like, I have a migraine and I live across the street.
Talk to me specifically.
But because you were at the front and I said, I don't care. No. We're here to protect and protest. And I'm protecting you from shutting her up. That's what I was saying.
I mean, that's why I still think like it's sad because in our virtual like realities now in 2023, that most of us do a lot of our yelling in the comment section or in a tweet. But we're no longer physically showing up. It's something that's becoming archaic.
I love that you said that, because not to call out or tell any of my friends to feel bad about not showing up. It was really hard, guys, and I know some of them cannot handle it. Their actual bodies cannot physically handle being there.
Right. That was trauma. It's a trigger.
But what I did show is that I felt safe there. I felt good with you guys. I had a protector. I saw him go talk to the cops multiple times.
Yes.
And he just came back and they said, no, it's all good. They're just being here to show them that they're here for both sides.
Right.
And that was it.
Non-biased.
Yeah. So anyways, they also purposely, Scientology puts permits of like, they now will go get the street cleaning drainage done at this time on this day.
Oh yeah, what was that about?
Yeah, they closed off L. Ron Hubbard Way, so because I talked to the LA Department of Water and Power people.
They closed it.
And I told them what they did, and I have it all on my stream. It's all on there. You can hear, if you guys listen, you can hear it. I mean, don't listen too close when I'm yelling. Fuck Scientology.
I love that.
But I told them, I
love
said,
that.
you know, that I used to do what the security guards and stuff are doing here. And I was just making sure you guys weren't part of, you know, Scientology if you're really hired by. And they're like, no, they scheduled it. And I was like, oh, they scheduled it. So they scheduled it? Or you? And they told me, though, yeah. And I was like, oh, of course they did that.
Fuckers definitely started working on that road.
Oh,
because of the
100%.
protests.
And
100%.
and then on the stream, I'm also filming the guy pressure washing who's in Sea Org a state uniform, which I obviously know because I know all the uniforms.
I thought I saw somebody who was working on the road.
Yeah, and he had a Sea Org symbol.
Yes.
And I was like, hi. And literally the pressure water was like splashing in my face a little bit.
No, I got rocks on me. It was like,
yeah. Yeah, and I was like, good. I was like, can you
"Excuse
see me? And he would not look up at me. He would not. He just kept pressuring.
No,
like,
he would not
you know,
look.
if you're a gardener or somebody cleaning the street, everybody stops. Like, if you're weed whacking, a gardener will be like,
Totally.
oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah,
or
it's
they'll
okay,
stop
go
in
ahead.
advance. Yeah, no, your
Well,
neighbor's
did you
walking
hear
by.
what
Oh, your
Brian
dog.
said? Brian said, so Brian went up to one of the guys on the bikes and was like, hey, this protest is going to be happening here. Like, we're going to be obeying the law. Like, this is just a protest. And the guy said, get the fuck off the grass.
And what did Brian say?
And Brian said, I am a retired LAPD and you cannot talk to me like that, honestly. And then showed it because we had two. You didn't see.
And then he said, I'm here to protect he told me, he said, I'm here to protect, I'm here with them. I'm here to protect them and their safety.
In the car.
Yeah.
So there
Oh,
was
nice.
Brian, and then there's another person watching us in the car.
Yes.
Which you didn't see. So
nice.
He was telling the other person. So then he came over and started talking to him. And then the guy apologized. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't. Apparently, he ended up apologizing to Brian.
Did Brian have a body cam or anything?
No, I don't think. No.
Because his eyes are solid enough. His
Correct.
eyes,
his eyes are solid.
That's what I'm
enough.
saying. And he even said, like, I could arrest that guy for, you know, even just arrest him and they'll let him go. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I know Serge and everybody was like, you should. And whatever. I should. It's because, you know, if they in court, like Judge Almeida, if you do a rollback, as Scientology ethics would say, if you roll back on where these strings are coming, why did this person do this? You know what I mean? Imagine if we could do a full psychological, you know, deform, like open of Danny Masterson's thought process of all of this. It would all, I guarantee you, lean back to this, like, well, if I was so aberrated, the auditing eventually would someday fix it.
That's terrifying to think about. And it's also extremely terrifying.
But Scientology is terrifying. And this is why I scream and yell. And I say, this is an organization
Lara, we're
protecting.
Going back. Lara, we're going back. Do you know we're going back?
Full circle. Protecting and, right?
Do you know we're going back?
What do you mean?
There's going to be another we're going back. We're going to the
when?
Celebrity Center.
I was going to say, so when is that?
I have to, like,
plan it. What month are you thinking?
This month.
Oh, this month.
Like, it might be the 21st.
Okay, good. I'll be back from my Power Trip Festival.
I love it. Wait, when is that again?
October tomorrow. It's like October 6th to the 9th, but I do camping and travel. Yeah. I'll be back by like the 13th or 12th.
When I was leaving the blue buildings, the first thought that came to me was the Celebrity Center. Like, I can't believe I forgot about that place because I drive by it all the fucking time. Like, going to auditions even, like, I would always see it and always go, why is there a center that literally says celebrity? Like, that is the cheesiest shit I've ever seen. Like, no one puts that. And I remember just like recognizing that every time I would pass and be like, is that a joke? Like, I thought it was a joke, kind of. And then when I was leaving the blue buildings, I went, the Celebrity Center, they don't want anybody going over to the Celebrity Center because that's where they're like VIP basically are. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Do people
and also it
there?
Wasn't called, the gross thing is it wasn't called the Celebrity Center for years and years and years. This hotel wasn't built by Scientologists. It's been an old, beautiful hotel forever. And so what they do is they take great, beautiful, architectural, beautiful, like old buildings, and they, they definitely touch them up and take good care of them. And obviously, but the point is that they're making money off of the real estate of that magical, beautiful building.
Of course. And when you're only
if
a
you're a
celebrity can
tax-free
go in there, I'm
oh, yeah.
guessing. They can only and tax-free. But I'm guessing only a celebrity can stay in the Celebrity Center, correct?
No, if you're on services at Celebrity Center, you could be a celebrity.
Okay.
You could be getting services at Celebrity Center if you're the manager of Lisa Marie or you're a manager of some. You can as long as you're
so
connected.
Third party,
Like all of Tom Cruise's, everybody's goes to Celebrity Center for sure.
What the fuck is up with Tom
All the way
Cruise?
down to their nanny, all the way down to everything.
Me.
Well, Tom Cruise is in an abusive relationship called David Miscavige. Tom Cruise and David Miscavige are linked. And David Miscavige looks at Tom Cruise like, you're my little bitch. You better do good. And I'm so proud of you when you do. And look at how great we are. And I'm so loyal to you.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Like, that was such an abuser right there. That lineup of words, that is
their relationship. And then I was going to say, David turned it around and literally goes like, ha ha, I got him wrapped around my finger.
Right.
To his assistants or fellow Scientology executives.
Yeah, I saw that basically one security guard for David who left ended up saying that he went to go hand him, like, bless you, he went to go send like a cigar to David, and he was like, oh, I don't smoke those, which meant like he was only smoking them around Tom Cruise because that was a way for him to bond with Tom Cruise to get
100%
giving money.
Totally. Or even just literally to be like, look, I'm smoking this $1,000 cigar or whatever it is. And then I put it out in front of you to be like, I only did this because I respect and care for you.
Right.
Like
that's
where he's like, I don't even give a fuck about the money. I don't care about the money. I don't think we have a bond and I have the most power and I'm showing you, look at this dumb cigar. I don't even care about how much it is. He doesn't care. It's all about the ego bond.
Did you ever meet David Miscavige?
Yes, 100 million. I ran. Did I not tell you? Oh, wait, I don't have to. Go to my channel, guys. Watch by the way, I would recommend for sure, please put me on ×2 speed. Just go to the settings on the on your YouTube channel. Yeah. Go to your settings and then go to, what do you call it? Not you, Alexa. Oh my God, I thought you were doing it.
No,
I was like, Alexa, don't change anything.
I can't
but just listen to me on the standard. Here, I'm gonna see where it says. Yeah, so it says playback speed. So the playback speed, instead of normal, put it to 0.2 or ×2. And then I'll be talking like this, and it'll be really, really cool.
I know. I see those things. It's pretty funny.
But you'll be able to hear and catch up on all this stuff. But I talk about a specific time where I'm a CMO messenger, which means I'm in like a third up high organization in Clearwater. And I was the programs operator for Flag Crew, which Jenna Miscavige did right before I was put on that post because she was taken off of it.
Wow.
And she was really good at that job, by the way. Anyways, and I think a lot of people kind of were good with me because I was
Oh, Jacob said playback speed.
Thank you. Yeah, playback speed. Yes, that's what it's called.
Nice.
Put me on too. Thank you.
Jacob was there with us.
Yeah.
At the protest.
Jacob is dope. I took a picture with him.
Yeah, Jacob is dope. Ally. Total ally.
Yeah, and he seems kind of smart and nerdy, but I don't know if that's a real thing.
Totally smart. I got that vibe too. I totally got that vibe too. So wait, so you were placed there. She was no longer there.
Okay, so yeah, and then during this time, right, so I'm running programs for Flag Crew and fixing up the restaurants and like at the Fort Harrison Hotel, like, you know, making sure the lemon tree is all clean, you know, getting everything ready to open up the second part of the Fort Harrison Hotel and the Osceola, like it was the Osceola build. These are all buildings and hotels that are owned by Scientology. Where the where the Scientology public stay. You have to stay on base, by the way. You're not allowed to not pay for a hotel apartment building on base while you're there. getting auditing. So you pay for your auditing. Yeah, it's very expensive. You pay for your auditing and your hotel room and meals and whatever else while you're there. And at the restaurants, it's not just all. Some of them have little packages, obviously here and there,
of course.
but it's completely it's a chain of of human trafficking and the whole organization of how it's all done.
Got you.
Goes in, it looks like this, yet all of a sudden the next thing you know, you're locked in an auditing room getting interrogated by most likely an underage person who's making you feel like everything's okay. Here's your time.
My child is doing it
Most of the time, yes.
Wait, auditors are children?
Sometimes, yeah. Serge Delmar was an RPF. He went to the RPF underage. My whole experience in the Sea Org is underage. I left the Sea Org at 17 and a half.
Like a 12-year-old just in the like by an e-meter, just like.
I know it sounds
floating?
Yes, it sounds like it's funny, but it's not. It's actually
it's not. It's
psychotic.
Not
like imagine your child getting ready to do that for the rest of his life or her life. You know?
No. It's
no, and
horrible.
I'm not saying don't laugh. You're an amazing, funny person. It's just so intense. Like it's really that intense. Yeah.
No, even as. It's
and
like,
we dance and we laugh and we yell and we
it's
joke.
It's a nervous laughter too, though. Like
it's like hysterical. It's like what?
Right.
It's like hysteria. Right. You're like, what?
Yeah. That's so you.
It's not just auditing. You know, they call it like the auditors, but like even like the Jordan. You know, Jordan. I'm trying to remember her last name when she was in the Sea Org. Anyways,
Serge was 12. I just see like Cornelius.
Yeah, he was 12.
Was 12.
Yeah, and he was trafficked there by his own.
I want Scientology to get raided. Like honestly,
they did get raided in 1993 or something,
right?
And that's when I don't think they had, or not 1993. I think in the 80s or 90s. I know that.
Well, that was Operation Snow White, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then
she went to jail for him, correct?
Mm-hmm. And also some other people did too. But also, what I was going to say is that then David Miscavige went in and basically bribed him. He was basically saying all the lawsuits that all the Scientologists and Sea Org members are filing on you individually will stop. And basically we will stop draining the freaking feds' money. I mean, I don't even know if that's a thing. But they were just like, it was just like annoying. Like, and it was a hassle and they were getting harassed too much and the guy signed off. And so now I think he didn't realize what he created once he gave that status. Once you have a religious status, which is Scientology's big gate here. It's where they hide behind their big gate is their Scientology status. Because there's points where even the PD, LAPD, and all kinds of any enforcements can't interrupt a religious status. You know?
So...
And if you don't know, then find out.
So, what do you see, like, how do they get taken down? Like, what do you think it's going to take? Like, being in it and now being out of it. Like, what...
It should be illegal in our country, first of all. It's already banned in Germany and France. There's a reason.
Yeah, even Greece kicked them out. I'm Greek, and I saw recently they kicked them out.
That's so cool. See?
Yeah, they were like, no, get the fuck out of here. Like
nope, this sounds exactly like other things that have happened. Yeah. So it should just be illegal here in our United States, at least.
Right.
And then the other thing is I think legally.
You're saying cults should be illegal? Is that what you mean?
No, Scientology.
Oh, just strictly, I get it.
Scientology should be illegal in the United States of
America.
What a day but that across would be. The whole world, for sure. But I also would say if gross people want to use Scientology and do that thing and they're over 18, or I think it should be 21, I think fine, do whatever the fuck you want. You time life, spoilers. But the other thing is Yeah, you legally make it over whatever human society has said this is too young for people to be a part of sexual shit, then they shouldn't be a part of Scientology.
Correct.
Or harassment or overworking people. They do that too much. Even to be auditing on Scientology's policies, how Elron like insists that you have the purification rundown, you have the 5 hours run and take all this niacin. That's so like nothing actually is actually scientifically from a health person's view, a doctor, that none of this is actually good for the body. So maybe some parts, but the whole combination and how L. Ron Hubbard has made things that you have to follow like policy. You can't change it. You are not allowed to change L. Ron Hubbard's policy. And so all of this, I feel, is if an adult wants to do this over age, over 21, fine. But I don't think any children should be subjected to it literally even as children, as babies, because that's how they are doing this. This is how it all starts. That's the only way. If you were to hear about Scientology now, of course, that's why you have 50% of the world going, no, fuck that thing. But there's still 50% of the world where it's a virus. It's like a cancer little virus that's just using up any part of the good world while it can, and it will come back and take, it's always going to be, no, it needs to be gotten rid of and exposed. It's using up and stealing lives. It's killing lives. It's stealing lives. It's altering people's reality where they're being manipulated into doing things they are not interested in doing whatsoever.
Correct.
Unfucking believable.
It needs to be fucking illegal.
Yeah, so the things is they definitely right away they need to lose their tax-free status. That would be 100%. Really good. And then all that the people
Jacob's sign. Jacob's sign was all about the tax exemption.
Yes. Yeah, because you know why? What happens if you get rid of their tax-free status? A lot.
I see.
If they are no longer a religion. Yep, it's the gate that protects them from the rest of the world.
Right, because they have like
they are not allowed to bring in. Yep, they're not. Right. Yeah, and nobody's gonna do this. Nope. Right. Nobody's gonna do this. There's not gonna be any hidden things. There's not. Yeah.
I saw Jacob in the chat. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But I mean, what do you think it's gonna take to get them to lose their religious status? For example.
Exactly what we're doing. Exactly what SBTV community is doing.
Right.
And not only speaking out, it's making other people that are on SBTV channels, giving them help. Because a lot of, like myself, I don't know how to use media. I don't know how to, I'm creative in whatever areas, and then I have to go work, and then I got to do things. So, like, if you're really good at stuff, and you're like, hey, Lara, I see your website does this, or, hey, Lara, I was wondering if you needed help editing with it. Right. Yes, I do.
Allies.
Please help me.
We need allies.
That's what we need help with, because we know exactly what to do in our own ways and how we are and all that. And if we need help, we'll go to our therapist, and we go to people that we know will align us. And so if we need help sometimes, most of the times with the littlest shit, then please just, that's what we need help with.
Right.
And then giving people a safe
generals allies.
Yeah. And for people like you who are giving people little platforms and just like making even a little bit, 10,000 more people more aware of what's happening, then that's great because they will all agree with us. And I feel like, how great would that be if our earth was starting to just simply align up in places and fields where people really love and protect these things from happening from the beginning, from childhood. It's not fair. It's not fair for any human. And then for us to now be spending our lives, which we fucking enjoy, trust us, but like to be like fighting for this just to get our parents out of this that they got us all into, and everybody else that's stuck in there. And then the continued the trafficking continues. It doesn't just end.
Right. No, there is no end.
Yeah.
They have to be completely ripped of their religious status, their tax exemption. And that's really the only way to like basically break the wall. Like that's the wall they're hiding behind, or at least the first wall. There's probably a couple other little walls, but like the first wall is that.
Yeah, well, they can't do anything.
That's why we need more people in the streets. I mean, honestly, like, I like this is an issue. Like, Scientology is a straight up, I keep saying this, in my opinion, a fucking predator. Like 100%, hands down, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love
a predator, and it's in our neighborhoods.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
not
saying.
that
Everybody's
far
like,
from
well,
me.
what are we going to do? Some people are like, well, it's not that big, and I'm like, it's in your
No,
backyard. It's
it's
literally
in
in your
my
backyard.
backyard.
Yeah,
It's
it's
in
in
my
my backyard.
backyard.
It's
And it's like, what are you talking about? There's been enough documentaries alone for all of us to understand that Scientology is a fucking problem. Like, how many times can Leah Remini make something on A&E? You know, like, it's like there's
But
been
even
enough
that,
for me.
even Leah Remini, all these stories, like,
Yes.
it's great that there's exposure, but that also was done in a very Hollywood way.
Right.
You know, there was a lot of restrictions on every single one of those stories. Every
Of
single
course.
one of those stories were
'Cause of
chopped
reliability.
down. But
Right.
imagine, we're all have YouTube channels where it's hours and hours of us telling our stories. All chopped down into a 30-minute episode is not fair for the victim
I agree.
that went through.
I understand.
And then only getting certain parts of people's stories in it just
Right.
and I can't say just to make, money and get people into it was still great exposure. That's what I'm getting to. But it's still
course.
not the right thing, and there's worse things that are not being exposed and told. It's not just like
Right.
here and there. It's not just these little episodes. Worse
Right.
things like
Right.
okay, going full circle back to Mike Brown's mom, Rosemary. I didn't even get to this main
Love
point.
Rosemary. I'll never forget Rosemary.
Rosemary-
honestly, after this.
They made Rosemary thought, okay, I'm dying or whatever. This
Yeah.
is just off of my words and what I've heard from Mike's videos and things like that.
That's fine.
But Rosemary basically was like, I'm going to be dying soon or whatever. And I'm still in the Sea Org. So I'm going to pay somebody to audit me so that I can have some auditing done or whatever it was before she dies and stuff, because she truly believed in L. Ron Hubbard's technology. And she was at Gold Base in literally up until a year ago or 2 years ago until she just got saved by the aftermath, plus Mike Brown himself for sure and his friends that helped him. And the next day, are you ready for this? The next day, Rosemary, there was something with the lawyers, like something saying like, hey, they don't even have a lawsuit or a case yet. Maybe they will, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm saying I'm sure. I'm like, I hope they do.
I hope so.
But they didn't even have a lawyer or anything. But Mike Brown or somebody wrote a letter. Somebody was saying like, this money was charged on Rosemary's account and she didn't even use it, and it was put on credit cards under her name and da-da-da-da-da. And this was $60,000 worth or whatever. They, without even a lawyer letter or responding back to that, Rosemary told Mike Brown, oh my God, I have $168,000 or whatever it was in her account the next day. And it was like, how do they have Rosemary's information in all her account? You know what I mean? They still are. Yeah.
What?
Just like that. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's just an idea of like
Yep.
the reality. Like, this is just one parent who has been at the Gold Base. There's bases all over the U.S.
Right.
And they're all acting, in whatever ways to look like they are not, the Scientology. They're all using L. Ron Hubbard's policies. They're all doing the same mechanisms under David Miscavige's control. Period. There's no way out of it. And the whole thing is a laundering machine. It's a laundering organization to either cleanse people with their pedophilia or rape or abusive activities or covering up money scams or illegal activities. It's all of this because you're hiding it through, confidential, auditing, as they say. But it's supposed to be under oath and whatever you're saying, right? It's supposed to be at that level. And then the moment you leave Scientology, like you said, what they do is they have all this information on anybody who does try to leave. Right. So what is this machine then? And if you're you're either in it, like Tom Cruise says, you're either in or you're out. It's because you cannot be in or out. And they literally, Dave Miscavige was like, the people on the border are the ones causing us problems. They're the ones leaking things.
Oh, so that's like enemy number.
So you either in or you're out. And there's no other way about it. You're either in and you be open about it, or you let us know you're in, or you're out. Meaning you're declared SP, we see where you are, or we see what we see what team you're on. Are you doing good breathing breaths?
Yeah, I am. I'm like,
you're doing it right in the, you do it right in the microphone. You're like, that was a good one, actually.
I had to breathe. Like, it is actually like, it's
yeah, you have to.
freaking
Through your brain, you have to go through the nose.
Yeah.
But you can blow it off the mic. You know what somebody told me, which made like so much sense the other day, is that people who have addiction to cigarettes actually have more of the addiction to the meditation of breathing with the cigarette that it gives you than actually having the nicotine addiction. So maybe when breath. It's breath mechanism, right? Well, here's my breath mechanism.
Yeah, I'm like,
is there any questions? I feel like, I mean, I don't know if there's any, but like, is there anything else?
Yeah, we can open it up to
No. I'm saying, is there anything else on your mind, or like you were about to be like, is there anything before that you're like, ooh, I wanted to ask Lara about that? Or if you have any questions just in general about Sea Org or Scientology, I'm not afraid to say I don't know, but I pretty much do know. So just ask.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like my main, as an, someone who's from the outside looking at, I don't even think I'm able to look fully in, but looking at it,
which is what they're showing you, right? So whatever you're seeing is what they're approving you to see. The reason their gardens and their estates and everything looks so good is because they don't need negative energy being looked at them, because what they're doing is very negative.
They're like, this is how we hide our negativity.
Yeah, they're like, their shell is really shining a bright little color, and then they're hiding behind this mask, like all predators and shit do.
I mean, I honestly had a very strange feeling when we were protesting around the block that those apartments didn't feel like they were lived in. Like, usually when we protest, love you right now.
They are definitely, darling. There are nobody living in those. They're not apartments.
They're not apartments.
No, they're auditing rooms.
No one's fucking living in there.
No, they're auditing rooms. They're like prison. They're little like in
prisons.
Yeah, they're little. I was gonna say they're little prisons. They're little rooms where people are locked up, or they're under 24-hour watch, or they're a CS of the Ivory Tower auditing people's cases. They're all rooms. They're like little prison cells, so to speak. But they look like offices.
So I would
even
no one living in there.
No, if there are, it's like one of the floor. It's not meant for people to be lived in. No, like the bottom floor is galley and where all the staff and the crew eat under the ground. So I joked to the LA Department of Water and Power people. I was like, oh, what are you guys doing? I was like, he's like, oh, we're just fixing some drainage. I said, are you sure you're not just trying to? I was like, I kind of was funny. I was like, you're just not trying to keep us, quiet with your loud noise. He was like, oh,
100%. It was so fucking loud you could not hear it. Even my megaphone was drowned out.
Yeah, and then he was like, what are you guys doing? And I said, oh, we're protesting Scientology, all of this shit. I said, I was born and raised in this. Yeah, I was doing that. I said, all of this around us. I said, I was born and raised in this stuff. And I was like, my dad worked here. I used to do what that guy's doing. That security guard that is looking at us and recording us, like with those weird, they have like bulletproof vests on. I could see under his, they have all this stuff. It's just like.
When did you leave?
Mentally or physically? I always tell people this. Mentally
I'm
or
sure
physically.
that's like abusive relationships. You're so right. There's the mental and then there's the actual physical. Yeah. You're so right and so true. I never thought about that, honestly, until you just said that.
Yep. And guess what the answer is? Most of the time for most people.
Yeah. It was years before you physically leave.
No, physically. No. It's whenever they leave, and that's different for everybody's lifetime. I mean, I was in it way longer than a lot of people, but some people weren't, but they were older than me, but that doesn't mean they were in it their whole lives.
Right.
But it definitely, when I physically got permission to route out and I did all the interrogations and sec checking and everything that I had to do under the age of 18.
Wait, you left when you were a minor?
Yes. 17 and a half.
That's impressive.
And
Just
I
because,
didn't
like,
understand what a minor was. I didn't understand
Right.
what under the
you
age
thought you were
meant.
already an adult. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
were
was
already
kind of
an
like, oh,
adult,
this
but-
stupid legal problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like we're being rebellious, basically.
Yeah, I was just like, just let me go. I'll figure it out. You know?
Right. Right.
So
you
yeah,
were
so I was
17?
before, but I was still like, I'm going to go out and like, do my conditions, be back in good standing. I'll show them I'm going to be a good Scientologist. They're going to be proud of me.
Right, of course.
So when also another thing is when you leave the Sea organization,
Yep.
you have to pay a thing called a freeloader's debt, which means any interrogation, auditing,
I heard about this.
any method, any
Correct.
courses you did, anything you did on the bridge to total
Right.
freedom, you then have to pay the amount that is pay that a public Scientologist would pay for that thing. So you have to pay that debt back to Scientology before you can be in good standings.
Yeah, I learned that from Aaron. Like Aaron said that, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I was
Yeah.
like, "What are you talking about?" They
Yeah.
call you like a freeloader, a moocher, basically. If
Yeah.
you don't,
And
right.
that you were in the Sea Org just to get free services
Correct.
the whole time. Because
mooching.
L. Ron Hubbard's technology is so fucking valuable.
That's God, it feels like I mean all of the survivor journeys, honestly, like I think
they're
we got-
all important equally. I'm
Correct.
not kidding. Like
No, they are. That's what I'm saying.
And
it's
the
also,
more
how do we get more aware? Like I keep saying,
I
like,
think
more
we need
allies.
Yeah, I think we need to start thinking not in the aspect of how do we end Scientology. I think we need to open it up and kind of promote exactly what it's doing and what it is. And I
Correct.
think society by itself will end it.
We'll shut it down.
What's there? The reason is, when we're out there when we were out there on that sidewalk and yelling and da-da-da, there were so many, when people heard what we were saying and stuff, immediately, boom, horn, that.
Right.
So
Right.
it's not like people don't care. It's
Right.
just,
People do care.
oh,
The
they
average
do
person
care.
doesn't.
They also just need to know, like, promote the people's channels that are
Right.
talking about their personal stories and things
True.
that they're like, oh, I'm not afraid to say this. Yes, please, Scientology, take me to court. I will show you the evidence. I will literally, I have too many, you know what I mean? So Scientology also has policies where you are not allowed to use basically the justice system outside in this outside world. They have their own system, and you do become a suppressive person if you report any crime or anything to the police or authorities outside of Scientology. I don't know if you heard that or if comments.
I remember I was telling Aaron on his show, I was like, to me, the highest crimes that are happening at Scientology are by the leaders themselves there. David Miscavige. I consider what he's doing a high crime. Just my personal opinion, but like, really, if anyone's committing a high crime, it's David Miscavige. Honestly.
I told my father that. One
Did you
time.
really? What did you say?
I told him something along the lines. I told him, we actually were having, he was trying to like sit down with me and really get like, okay, why are you upset? Like, why don't you like, so he's like, you're not a Scientologist. You're saying that he was almost like in disbelief. He was like, so you're not a Scientologist. And I was like,
no, I'm not.
Well, no, first I said, oh, he said something like, well, a Scientologist is somebody that uses and applies Scientology. And I was like, okay, well, there's like one or two things that I use and apply as Scientology, but everything else I don't. So then we got into this thing of like, well, are you Scientologist or not? Da, da, da. And I was like, well, why
there's no gray area for them. Like,
right. There's no in or out. Yeah, exactly. Just like Tom Cruise said. And
just
so
like Tom Cruise said.
I'm being dead serious. This is an attitude of a Sea Org member. Tom Cruise is the equivalent, if not more, than a Sea Org member. Sea Org members call Tom Cruise sir. They salute to him when he's walking around on the base.
Right.
Sea Org members who have dedicated 50
like
years
Messiah.
of his life. Not really, because David Miscavige is the Messiah.
Always the Messiah. But do you think he feels ever a little bit like Do you feel like he tries to
No.
make Tom feel like he is? Like, a little
No.
bit more-
That
Oh, okay,
no.
Okay, okay.
David Miscavige doesn't need it, and that's their ego trip. Is that they're
Right.
these two walking power,
Right.
you know, soul brothers. And
Ew.
you know, well,
I'm
that's
sorry,
what it
like,
is.
they both,
100%.
freak me the fuck out.
That's
Like,
100% what it
legit.
is. And they're so dedicated. They are married. Like, they are really married. There's no way Tom Cruise will ever leave Scientology, even if he's like, oh my God, this is what they've been doing to me my whole life. And there's no way he could just leave. There's no way.
He'll also be
Because he supported a lot of it. He also yelled. He has Sea Org member EPFers working for him at his houses when they were building his houses that were getting, they were not getting paid, or they were getting paid $14 an hour. I mean, sorry, $14 a week. I was like, wait, that doesn't
I was like,
sound
$40
so bad.
an hour is actually not that bad.
$14 a week working on Tom Cruise's houses. Yes.
So like
on his outside
Slavery.
non-Scientology like mansion, building his
Slavery.
which
So Tom Cruise is
I
down
bet
with
you they
slavery.
were writing off exactly, which they were writing off, I'm sure, as like some, you know, oh, this is a donation to sign, this is actually
Right,
under,
of
yeah.
course.
So
But
who knows? Allegedly.
It's allegedly slavery.
Like,
But I mean,
yeah.
Lara, like, I can't wait to get back on, like, in the streets with you. Honestly, I'm like, let's go back.
I'm so excited for
let's go
Celebrity Center. And then after, we should all
Let's
go
go.
celebrate across the street at Birds, Bourgeois.
Yes,
Pig.
I was gonna say
Birds is
too.
great. Let's go
I
there.
love Birds.
They
I
are not
really-
connected to Scientology whatsoever.
Good.
Bourgeois, the La Poubelle, which is
Yes.
right down the set, they
Yes.
are very much connected to Danny Masterson. They wrote supporting letters toward Danny Masterson for the judge. Yes, the owner of La Poubelle.
We can just walk across the street and protest them too.
Sure. We're like, oh, we're going to go get some drinks, and then we'll come back and protest, and then we'll go back and drink.
That's honestly,
And
I'm
eat
like,
yummy food. They have great food there
Why
at
not?
Birds. Yeah.
They
But
do.
they are not
No,
connected to
Birds is great.
Scientology, but La Poubelle
that's
is.
very good to know.
Yes.
That's very good to know. Well, I'm like stoked to go out in the streets with you again because honestly,
Yes.
like, you know how
I'll probably put in a little more singing so that it's
Please.
like, if I sing it, then at
love-
least I'm not, you know.
no, you are no, you.
I don't know. Well,
like
I have no
survivor
control.
Blaming.
Yeah,
like,
I have no control. I will just go and do whatever I do. So be there and be there and be happy.
yeah. Also, like, you have to let survivors, like, so it's okay for, you know, the abusers, for example, to get away with this for fucking so many years, and then a survivor expresses their feelings and it's like an immediate shutdown. Why don't you immediately shut down a predator the same way you immediately shut down a survivor who's like trying
Totally.
to speak out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and
bring that
also-
energy over there.
Yeah. And
Bring that
also,
same energy.
check yourself. Like, also maybe don't bring it anywhere. Check yourself and think, like, why are
True.
you?
Don't bring it
why do you think your words of what you're trying to say is so fucking important at this moment in time?
Correct.
Why don't you talk to us after we're all done?
Right. And ask some questions also.
Yeah,
Like,
and
how
he
can
didn't
I-
want any of that though.
No.
Like, we keep going back
No.
to that, and we don't need to
Yeah.
because he is a Scientology.
No.
He was totally
Correct. Plant.
planted or put there by
He
Scientology
doesn't
energy.
care
or-
what's actually happening. He doesn't care.
and he also has a horrible temper. Like, he
Oh.
could not, when I was just
I'm
chopping
telling
him
you.
down saying, no, you're not allowed to. He was like, well, you should. No, I shouldn't. I don't care. I can. And maybe, yeah, that is harsh, but also I was trying to get him to quickly realize we are on opposite ends right now.
Correct.
Yeah,
No,
and I was once, and also my child, the younger child in me was like, no, sir, you cannot shut us up.
Right.
Figure out
right.
who the fuck you're telling to shut up before you tell us to shut up.
Also, it's your inner child, like,
Who
protecting
never
you.
got to yell and scream, literally. That's what I felt, so.
Right. But also, your, like, inner child's like, no one's going to do that to me again.
That's what I
Like,
mean,
I'm-
yeah. Protecting.
I'm not going to
and-
be shut up. Like,
No.
Like, no,
I
this
will
matters
shut
more.
up.
Right.
Because it will end, so that will
Correct.
be great. There is an end to this.
There
but
is.
it won't. It
Right.
will not be shut up.
No. And it shouldn't be.
And also, like,
shouldn't be.
everything about it is just dumb. Like, anybody interrupting something like that is just dumb. You
I
know what I
agree.
mean? Like there's just
no reason, no
it's
need
way
to.
too obvious. Yeah, it's
Correct.
way too obvious. And so we're not going to lessen it. It was definitely a Scientology plant, and that's all there is to it.
I'm not going to disagree with that whatsoever.
I feel bad for the guy.
He was having a hard time.
Cornelius Antonio is this is so sweet. I just always see them in the chat. I have no idea if they're a they,
Lara.
she, he, but they just say Lara is my spirit animal, and I'm like,
So
what?
sweet. I love it's so kind.
That's kind of kind, right? Like deeply kind when people just like do like they're just like, well, if she fucks up, then I fuck up too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, with e-predators, like the beginning of it was like one of us, all of us. Like we need to start feeling like that. You know, it's like
when I walked up to you guys, you were chanting that.
Oh no way!
And I was like, what? That means
back.
me. Up, the ghost is killing your screen right now, but it doesn't matter. But isn't that funny? Like I was when I walked up to you guys protesting, I heard that, and that made me feel so good. I was like,
I'm so glad.
It made me feel so good because I felt and I was like, I am alone. I did feel alone walking up and realizing, oh, there's nobody really there that I could see or know right away.
Right.
And then I also didn't want them to think I was like charging them up, like, hey.
Yeah, totally. No,
like I'm coming to interrupt. I was like, and then I just heard, and then when I was walking up, that's what I was hearing. One of us, all of us, and I was kind of like, oh, is that how they're starting it? Okay. I'm in. That was really good.
It's a good
because like whatever would badly, and whatever badly would happen to one of us or all of, like if something would happen bad to you or to anybody in there, we all feel it. Like no, then that shouldn't be allowed to happen ever. Because if it does happen to one person, it is happening to multiple people. But that means it will continue to happen.
Correct.
So that's why I'm angry. That's why I yell. But I'm also very loving and sweet and nurturing. You wait till I have a stony little joint with you out in the desert. Holy crap, I will be a shaman for you in a second.
Little joint with you out in the desert. That sounds incredible, to be honest with you. I'm like, I will take you up on that.
A little mushroom
I will
tea.
Take you up on that. Yeah, I will take you up on.
A little doodle-doo-doodle-doo-doodle-dee. Little RFM. It's just a little Lara FM time, you know? It's a larcation.
I'm down.
Alexa has now booked her outing on the larcation.
I'm so down. Let's go anytime, any place. Let's do it.
Oh my God, I have an even better one. In Scientology, when you're getting angry or crying or you're in any basically negative emotion, which means any emotion then happy and like, hi, how are you? Everything's great. They sometimes they'll be like, do you need to take a walk? Let's go do a locational. Which is basically like taking a walk.
Locational.
So I was just saying a larcational.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna do a larcational out in the desert.
I'm so down. Lara, thank you so much for coming on. I wish we were able to figure out how to do both of the lives at the same time, but next time when we do a stream together, we'll make sure that
it'll be good.
We'll have it all figured out, and I'll actually get the pro version of StreamYard. But thank you so much for coming on and also just talking to the ePredators Daily community and like telling your story. And I just know how much energy it takes to do that. Even when it looks like you're casually doing it, it takes a lot of energy. And so I just want to say thank you, like really thank you for being here and letting us know. And you can come on whenever, and I hope to come on to yours, or I guess with StreamYard we can just do both at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. StreamYard on the next one we'll both be streaming.
Just be both. Okay.
Yeah. Very easy.
And also have a good time at, what is it called again? Where are you going?
Hey, I'll be out at Power Trip Festival in Indio, seeing all those rock bands. So come on out.
Have the best time, and then also when you come back,
Are we gonna do questions and answer stuff or no?
Oh, I don't know. The only thing
do you not know how to do that? Oh my God, baby.
No, I don't know how to do.
Because I just realized you didn't. There's like probably 1 million questions.
I bet there is 1 million. Wait, I'll just start. Should we? Okay, let's take it from the top, and we'll scroll down, and then you'll start to see where we are. Like as we
So basically, if you click on a comment, I can't do it, but you can. But I can see the comments. So like,
I can't even see the comments here. Oh,
okay.
I see the comments.
Okay, for example, go to the very top and then scroll down to Cornelius Antoniois, since he's always they have always been in the chat. And go to the comment where it says I want to marry Lara and click on that. Click on it. Click on it.
I don't see I want to marry Lara.
You'll see it at the very top of the live. Go to the very top of all the comments.
Oh my God.
And we're going to
stop.
That's what I'm saying. So this is how we do it to answer everybody's questions so we don't miss anything.
Okay.
And it actually kind of goes very quick. And also, obviously, you guys, we're answering questions and then we're going to end soon. So if you do have any questions, that makes it easier for us. If you just put in cap letters, like capital, cap locks, question. And then you ask a question so that when we're scrolling through the comments, all we see is question and we know to click it. Okay? Fun. So do you see the comment at the very beginning that says, I want to marry Lara?
No, I don't see that one. I'm all the way at the top too.
Okay, it's 4 comments, 5, 6, 7, 8 comments.
Oh,
down.
I see it.
Okay, click on it. I want to show you what it does.
Okay.
So click on it. Now look at your screen. Isn't that fun? And then now click on it again.
Hide.
Boom.
Ooh.
Isn't that fun? So now we just taught you that.
Fun.
Okay, good. So now let's scroll down and I'll go on this. Now click on like, don't worry, Lara. I was just full of enthusiasm. Greeting. You see that one from Cornelius?
I do.
Okay, good. See, so now we're going down the list. And that was just an example.
Okay.
Now we don't care. Now we're only gonna highlight real things. Just kidding. Thank you.
You're like, show all the
Thank you
Lara
for letting
love.
me use. Yeah.
Show all
Thank
the
you.
Lara love.
Yeah. No, I was
Let's
just
see.
saying thank you for letting me use you as an example, Cornelius.
Let's see.
So now you know. So now when you answer when you click on something that you do want to have on the screen, then I will know where you are in the comments.
Let's
Isn't that
see.
cute? Because then I can also start questions and stuff. I can't actually. If you would let me be a boss, then I would.
Oh, thank you so much, Peyton. I didn't see that Peyton also donated. Like,
yeah.
Thanks, Peyton, so much. I didn't even see
So you
that.
click on that and you can let people know. And then they'll know, oh, we can donate.
Woo!
Yay. Peyton Snay.
Peyton,
Thank you.
is that the Halloween monster? Peyton? Like, you better get out of there.
Which one? Which one is Peyton? The front image, the person in the front or the back? Are you sure? I've been seeing these weird videos where the human looks like, these Halloween costumes where they're like walking with the zombies. And it looks like the zombies carrying the human. And
yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like back and front, basically.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see. Okay, so hello from New Orleans. I see that.
Okay, good. See, I'm keeping.
Someone's like, my husband's saying, is the video still lagging?
See, so now you can scroll down because then you know where we were. Remember at the beginning, we're like, oh, it's lagging. So then you'll know there may or may not be as many questions at the beginning because then people are, see, boom. Hi, Juliana Bitcourse. Oh my God. And thank you to all my peeps that are watching. I love you guys so much. Again, so supportive. The people, Alexa, I do want to mention that my SBTV, Lara FM SBTV fans and they support other SBTV channels as well, but they specifically treat me a certain way individually that they treat everybody just as we all are. We have our own thing, thumbprint, but they treat me in a way that they know who I am and they do things that they know that I would like or love and I'm like, oh my, or they tell me things that don't like tell me how I should live my life, but they say like, oh, you know what would be so cute if you took Polaroids with this film that I'm sending you in camera and you signed it and send it to your fans and said thank you. And I'm like, oh, that's so smart. That's so smart. I'm gonna do that right now.
Like as I'm live, I'm gonna do it
I'll be like,
now.
but it's so cool with like media and I'm a fun artsy person learning anyway. So it's super fun to like see people, and a lot of the people would love they would love to buy the Proud SPTV shirt and all that.
That I cannot wait to do this. Yeah, we're gonna do this together.
The
Laura.
safe person, yes, and
we're
it should
do this
it should be Eat Predators by LFM. That's what it should be.
That's amazing.
And it should be a gift to Ron, but it should be for Aftermath for helping and all survivors in the Aftermath Foundation.
Oh, I accidentally pressed the keyboard and then
that's good. Hi, Jacob Harkey.
I literally
See, now you're using him as an experiment. Look, Jacob, see, you're so valuable.
you're so valuable.
Not
Let's see
only
what
do you
else.
have great signs that tell the world that Scientology should lose its tax-free status, you also
Correct.
are just a nerdy, sweet human.
Such a nerdy. I love the
Nerdy is
sweet
so
human.
nerdy describes all of, and a lot of my friends love nerd. They're like, no, we love nerd.
Oh no, nerds are the you always want like nerds are. I'm kind of a nerd in my own way, to be honest with you. Like especially with predatory behavior, like that's just kind of me in general. I'm like I'm always trying to find more and more about
I feel
it.
you read a lot of books, right?
I do.
Yeah, I don't.
Too many.
I don't.
That's okay. Honestly, like there's so many other
my
ways
mind
also to
is
get
already
information.
too wild.
No. I mean, honestly, there's so many ways to like get information now. It's like
I mean, but I also do have the books I would read are currently honestly like ex-Scientology kids books or people that were in the Sea Org.
Confessions of a Scientologist. Is that what it says?
Yeah, whoa. This is Liz Gale. She's awesome. She has her own YouTube channel and TikTok and everything. Confessions of an ex-Scientologist pothead.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And look at how easy this book is to read. Look it's not even like, look, it's
I
so,
love that. It's
you
like,
could read it,
like spaced out,
but
and
you
like,
could read it probably in a couple of hours or something.
That's
Anyways,
amazing.
it's on Amazon. And same with my really dear friend, same with Beyond Belief, Jenna's book. But my dear friend, where did I just put that? Oh, right here. The Bad Cadet by Catherine Spallino. She was in the LA Cadet Org. That's what they would say. And I was at the Int Ranch Cadet Org. So she was in the Pack Cadet Org, and I was at the Int Ranch Cadet Org.
I love the
she's
imagery
still,
on that book. It's so
I
good.
think her husband did the imagery that she's married to now, and
So
she has
good.
like 3 amazing boys, and they're freaking. So she's an amazing mother, and she's also an amazing writer. And
So good.
she just, I love her. She's one of my favorite little lifelong friends, and we have many. I was couch surfing on her couch and shit when she was barely paying rent, and I was trying to figure out the world and all sorts of stuff. She was one of the best people at my wedding when I got married to a fellow Scientologist when I was 19.
Wow.
There's a lot on my channels. This is another person I told you guys about, Amy Scobie.
Yes.
Amy Scobie, Abuse at the Top. Amy Scobie's been on a bunch of my channels. She's going to be coming on again soon. She's been telling me a lot of information about the gold base and about all the parents and the kids that were at the Int Ranch. I'm more interested in the kids at the Int Ranch and my friends there and the adults and the people that were. Anyway, so she has a lot of this information. Same with Jeff Hawkins. He sent me his book. It's in the mail, and I can't wait to show you guys that one as well. But
I'm gonna be tuning into your lives too when the kids are asleep, so I can actually see what's going on as well, because it's like all very new to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
I've been
very open
with years
questions.
and years.
Yeah, and a lot of people have, but it's very good. This is what I'm saying. It's very good to like let people see me be so fucked up and angry and fuck you, Scientology. It's good to let them see me mad.
Definitely.
And it's good for them to be like, hey, you shouldn't do that. Because, or that's how I hear it in my head. But
of course,
fuck you. But the truth is maybe, you know, I get mad and then I talk about it, right, on these live streams and stuff, and then you know, this person sees like, oh, I didn't mean it like that, and it's like, oh, I really shouldn't have said anything. Like she was probably fucking dealing with a lot. So I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to make anybody upset or mad. I truly do love humanity, and I love when humans can be okay with being wrong and and fixing and saying like, okay, let me work on that. And so to just tell somebody to like to bring up, you know, either shut up during a protest or to tell us don't swear so much, or like, you know, try to be you know, more feminine. No,
there's my baby crying up there. I hear him. He's like, Mom.
Try right when I'm saying try to be feminine. I was like, try to be feminine. You're like, see, even a kid.
Literally, and I was like,
wow.
It was literally on the. I wish my mic could pick it up. It's literally.
Nope, but you see, this is why people thought I was yelling at the protest. It's the microphones are meant to pick up whatever is literally a foot in their vicinity. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, kids, that's how we express ourselves sometimes. Sometimes it's loud. I mean, being a mom, like I would say most of the time they're extremely loud in general to express themselves and to get me to, take
Hey,
notice
I'm
of
here.
whatever's going
Yeah.
on.
In
Correct.
case something is crazy,
Correct.
I need to know if I'm doing a dangerous
Correct.
thing and something's bad's happening. If I yell really quickly, you'll
Correct.
come to me.
Correct.
That was
And so
not the
sometimes you gotta
situation
yell.
at the Ant Ranch.
I think Malcolm X actually said that. He's like, I learned at a very young age, like as a baby, that you have to like
Yell.
be extremely
Loud,
vocal to get the attention.
Yeah,
exactly.
To get something done.
And to get something done. Lara, thank you so much. As I have to go up and like actually see what the heck is going on.
Okay, do you want to
Lara?
end it, or do you want me to answer people's things here?
Oh yeah, you can. Can I go upstairs?
I can. Yeah, you can run off. Just mute your mic
Okay.
so you don't,
Okay.
yell at the world and everybody hears it.
Here. Wait. Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank
and
you
then
so
come
much.
no, but then come back down.
Oh right, you can
whenever
come
you're
back.
ready. Yeah, I'm just gonna answer people's things or
Yeah,
see
go
them
ahead.
as you go. But you have to end this stream. Remember.
Right. I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the one to end it. No, you go. I hear him crying up there. I'm gonna have to feed him.
Okay, goes. Okay, I love you. Go get that. I love Lara's song about her mother so much. Yes, proud SP. We are Spartacus. Yes. Sam Parker. Juliana, thank you for being here. Josh, thank you. Hey, I want to click on it, but Scientology is a cult. How are they still a thing? Well, there's a lot of cults all over us, all around our behaviors, everything, religions, beliefs, everything's a cult. So Scientology, that, being a cult doesn't mean you can't stick around. But yeah, they definitely shouldn't be sticking around. Oh yeah, there was a lot of this delay stuff earlier. Yes. Hi, Candy Life. Candy's Life. Thank you for always being around. Thank you, Brian Lucas. Same for you. From a poet. Thank you for always being so supportive and sweet. It really freaking helps us through all this. Yes. Oh, yeah, I know he was. Yes, and guess what? Just to mark the point. Oh, hi, honey. Just to mark the point, it is Amy Scobie's birthday today. So why not on this live stream we're doing, promote her book, and let's have everybody say, hey, I was on Eat Predators and Lara FM's channel, and we saw that it's your birthday today, and we wanted to buy your book on Amazon and wherever else she has it available.
I had to hop on the stream, Lara.
Yes, I saw. Perfect. And also, if you have any questions, do you have any questions? Also, you are able to moderate and control. So you can also star any questions where I'll be able to see them if they're for me.
I was with our baby, so I wasn't on.
I know.
I was unfortunately not able to listen to a lot of this live. Every time I was like listening from afar, though, I heard the craziest stories. There was some poker story with Danny. I was like,
oh yeah, wait. Oh my God, I didn't even finish. So this is a crazy fuck mind game thing, because sometimes some of the stories I don't even finish because I just start talking about something else crazy that happened during the. So it's really fun when the audience pulls back, or you'll be like, oh, I heard this thing, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even finish telling that fully. Like, but yeah, Macaulay Culkin, who was sitting, from Home Alone or whatever. He's older now, or was even then, but he took me out in the poker game. Like, he's the one, I held him for like 4 people, and then there was only like 4 people left, and he was sitting right next to me, and he took me out. He was like, oh, he's like, I'm sorry. But yeah, I played, but it was a bunch of all these celebrities, all kinds of celebrities there. Also, I was like fresh into this new world, so to speak, you know what I mean? Out of the Sea Organ, being born and raised in Scientology my whole life. So it would make sense in my mind that like somebody upstairs, telling me don't come upstairs doesn't mean like probably something illegal or not right is happening upstairs. Or, maybe they don't want to see me see somebody passed out or drugged. You know what I mean?
What was the actual purpose of the Celebrity Center? I don't know if Alexa asked you this question. I don't mean to reiterate, but
No,
like,
she didn't, and that's a
does
great
it serve
question.
a purpose, like beyond
So-
just like where celebrities can use as housing or something, or like what exactly for events, obviously, and for promotion and stuff like that happens in the organization, I'm assuming.
The Celebrity Center is specifically meant to look and kind of appetize, like look good to celebrity actors or anybody sort of famous or anybody that has power in any shape or form in the world. So you'll go to Celebrity Center. So Celebrity Center is called Celebrity Center only for the purpose of Scientology celebrities or anything that has to do with you know, promoting Scientology to look good. So if like a big movie wants to, you know, put, you know, film there, as long as it gets promoted, oh, it's the celebrity, and it brings attention, then they may allow that.
So have you visited, was all of this stuff that happened with Macaulay Culkin and Danny at the Celebrity Center?
No. This was all at Danny Masterton's house.
Oh, okay. Have you been to the Celebrity Center in Hollywood?
I grew up all up in there. Yeah, all up in there. I have photos on my episodes on my channel. Go to the beginning, start from the beginning, and I told people they should just play. I told them go to their settings and put me on playback speed ×2, so that I'm just like talking like a little squirrel or whatever.
I heard that part.
But it's right. Just do it, like, because I'm in thought process and I think,
it's an audio
and I'm
book.
also
it's an
stoned.
Audio book, basically.
Yeah, so just, you know, speed it up. I'm not going to be offended.
I'll definitely take a deep dive
because I talk about all that, but no, I'll answer that specifically. What was I answering? Sorry.
I was asking about like what your experience was at the Celebrity Center. Like,
yeah. No, I was like a child across the street and around. Grew up at the ATA, which was right next. It was across the street, but behind green tarps or blue tarps or whatever. And so even as a baby, like, and so my whole life going to Celebrity Center. Just while like a parent was visiting and everything seemed sort of normal. Like it was like, oh, our fancy area to meet up with our family to have good PR for Scientology. So we're not meeting up where we really are sleeping, which is like in dorms full of 10 other children on cots, like pissing pee through them and cockroaches and all kinds of shit.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh
like
God,
nobody actually taking care of children in the way that they should be.
It's disturbing.
Yeah, and I can't. I'm sorry saying that. Like you have literally a child right there.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine.
But I can't tell you
the
deep. Yeah, I can't tell you the deep, nasty.
For another time, we'll go deeper. And I did want to say, like, I'm so excited to creatively collaborate with you and hopefully protest beside you again. And
yes, at Celebrity Center.
I'm gonna wrap up this stream, but obviously. Hopefully this will be the first of more conversations, and just grateful that you're willing to share, and obviously like getting to know you is just been like so empowering. So thank you for taking this time and holding space and trusting us, and we're here to support you. We got your back, and let's run it back. Let's run it back.
Run it back.
So, I don't even know how. Oh, I can end the stream here, but I'll talk to you soon about collaborating, and we'll talk soon.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Bye, Lara.
Bye. See you soon.